lyrics for the song. Get some lyrics for this song. Get some lyrics for the song.
I think you
just gonna say
Drunk
Banthas on it.
Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. Mostly drunk. Never mandatory, but always encouraged. I'm here as always with my co-host and singing ass brother Bill. How you doing?
You know how hard it is to not be able to pretend like you can't sing when you can sing. It's so crazy.
It's like when good actors can pretend to be bad actors.
Man, that's fucking right. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I don't know if it's hard to pretend to be a bad actor though, because every good actor has been a bad actor at one point.
It's hard to pretend that you're drunk. I heard.
It is hard to pretend that you're drunk.
That's why we don't.
No, it's not.
Also,
just get drunk.
Also, it takes me a lot to get drunk, so I would be terrible at getting drunk and pretending to be drunk. I'd be just so drunk that I'm
right.
One of the hosts of the Drunk Banthas, it's hard for him to get drunk.
I mean, yeah. I guess it's really hard for me to get drunk if I'm a host of this show.
Yeah, we've had a lot of practice.
It's the only thing that I can naturally do that can make me money.
Yeah, that is why we're here every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Hey.
And we have a great show for you guys tonight. I say that every night because we always have a great show. We always have a great time. Right. We are talking mostly right. Today we're talking about FX Shogun. We're talking Fallout. We're talking X-Men 97, and as always, we're talking shit. And as always, we're here with a lovely panel. Hank McClain, what is going on, bro?
Woo! How's it going? I was wondering. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I was wondering how long, if I hadn't mentioned it into the episode, Alex was gonna connect Fallout and Dune.
Did I already do that?
You have not.
Okay.
I cut it off, but I was just like, man, the second I was like, oh damn it, old Paul Atreides is one of the main characters. He's gonna be all like, may thy vault chip and shatter and shit, and I was like, oh.
Let's just give a shout out to the worst Paul Atreides of all time.
Worse than the TV one.
Also, go ahead and check out. Worse than the TV one. Yes,
absolutely.
But go ahead, check out that Dune 80s Dune. Does it hold up? It's on the Drunk Banthas channel. You know what it do. Shout out to Phil Man. What up? But let's keep it going. Shout out to Producer T. Welcome to the show.
Always
How
fun.
How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome back to the state that you live in.
Welcome back to Colorado. Yes, no longer. I was there. People want to know I was actually just in Houston, Port Arthur, Texas, where I'm from.
That's right.
You guys don't like
to the crib. He went to the
I don't
hood.
tell them that I'm home. So if I tell people I'm home,
Gotta get in the path of the eclipse.
Oh yeah, that was fun actually, but I was like 4 hours away from where I'm actually from in Texas. So we did a day drive out there, and it almost kind of sucked because it like just the weather was just so cloudy. But for like the actual part of the eclipse, the clouds like parted for those like 10 minutes. Clouds would part, and you got to see the whole thing. So it was neat.
Yeah.
What wasn't neat was taking a 3-hour journey and turning it into like a 7-hour journey on the traffic.
Yeah.
Woo, man, no.
Hail to
the no, Bobby.
That sounds awesome. I'm glad you had fun praising the sun god while you were in Texas. But Nine, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. It just escaped the vault. The world is a lot better than I thought it was, but it's an election year, so it's probably going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, we did have bombings.
Yeah, you should have actually stayed inside. You should have stayed inside. Let that cook.
Yeah. What did I miss, everybody?
You do have the president of Colombia predicting World War III, so there's some fun stuff.
What the fuck is Colombia gonna do in World War III?
No. They're just predicting it's gonna happen because of all the other stuff going on in the world.
All right.
But yeah, that's like
he's well aware. He's just hanging out.
That's like me predicting something that the fucking Knicks are gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, well, actually, I'd be pretty good at that. It's like me predicting who's gonna win the Masters or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like who's gonna win fucking Daytona this year? What the fuck is Colombia though? I don't fucking know what the fuck is going on.
What's the over under on World War III?
You know what I
say that is because people in Colombia don't like and subscribe. So go ahead, like and subscribe right now if you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, Colombia viewers are at like 0.002%.
Exactly.
Like, you got to get those numbers up.
Yeah, y'all got to represent yourselves better out here. Goddamn.
Yeah, we got to get those numbers up. And also, another fun stat is that apparently 98% of our viewers are not subscribed.
Yes,
so, guys,
but you keep coming.
Damn.
I'm not trying to shame you,
but they keep coming.
No, I'm shaming you guys. What the fuck are you doing?
I am shamed.
Seriously, like what the fuck are y'all doing? But also at the same time, it's steady. Like it hasn't like because and when I say steady, like the same amount of viewers basically, like but also the same amount of you keep not liking, subscribing, or coming back for that matter, which is kind of weird. But you know what? We're weird over here. You know what I'm saying? We're a bunch of fucking nerds.
A bunch of weirdos. And we appreciate everybody who's watching, even if you're not subscribed.
But you know what? Shares have been up. Shares go up every week. More shares than ever. So keep sharing it to your grandmama, to your auntie, to your
believing in life after love. That's dope.
Right? Come on. You can feel something inside me say. I really don't think it's strong enough.
Yeah, I did not think that we would ever have a share reference on the show, but you know what? I appreciate it.
Yes.
And speaking of share, not really. Let's talk about feudal Japan.
Well, I was gonna make another share joke, but whatever.
That was as good as all those Who's Line segues. When it's Ryan and Colin sitting next to each other, just forcing the hell out of it.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Just
be with it.
Square peg, round hole.
I will take a Ryan and Colin compliment any day or comparison. But moving right along, we're talking about Shogun Chapter 8.
Take his wallet too.
Hey, yeah, I'll take that money.
Yeah.
The Abyss of Life. This is, man, we're really winding down on the story here, and this one was one of the more slow episodes.
We only got one more episode, like, don't we?
2 more. Yeah, we get
2 more. We get 10.
We get 10. Yes, sir.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
go 10.
And go 10. But it's
go Tinks, yeah, goddamn.
This was like a slower episode, and it's kind of expected since the ending of the last episode was so like jarring and action packed.
Hold on, damn! You said jarring, and I fake jump scared, and the fucking firework just went off. Right,
there was an explosion. Yeah, which is weird.
That was crazy.
A pyrotechnic team standing by.
Yeah, shout out to producer P.
But let's talk, go around.
Crazy way for Bill to discover his mutant ability.
Right, it's how it happens. For
all is this Madam Web? Are you Madam Webbing right now?
The crazy thing about the
he sat and thought
is that it hasn't happened yet.
He sat and thought to himself and thought about how his mother had died in the jungle fighting, doing research on spiders.
I actually would have watched that movie again. Anyway,
I just watched it. With
watching that movie is like
we had a lot of fun.
Watching that movie is like slamming your dick into a fucking window seal. Like, what the fuck, man?
We were cracking up.
It is quite simply hilarious. If you don't laugh, you will cry.
Movie. Like, you can't. Like, I see like that, and when we were talking about Skinamarink earlier. Mm-hmm. That made me finish up my short story, and now I'm looking for somebody to make because I was like, these motherfuckers can make a movie. There's no way in hell I can't make a movie. So that's the only positive I take from these terrible movies is that if they can do it, I sure can fucking do it too. Like, I know just the right amount of people too. I was like, fuck it, I can do this shit.
It'll inspire you to do better.
Terry's over here making movies out of spite.
Right.
Speaking, let's talk about a good show, Shogun. Like this is a really intriguing episode. Nine, what were your like initial thoughts on this one?
I haven't seen it.
Yes, every single time I choose who hasn't watched the show first.
I haven't seen it. I caught up on a lot.
I'll take over.
I love it. Yeah, Terry, what's up?
First of all, where's my girl Bad Bangs? And see my homegirl this episode. I love
Fuji.
her.
Yeah, where's Fuji?
She
That's my girl.
She the MVP. I don't care. She the best. What is Miyaka's husband's name?
Buntaro.
Buntaro. Like, I felt bad for that nigga.
For real? You felt bad for him?
I felt bad for him. I was like, was he really that bad to her? Like,
he's Bunchumpo.
Talking about, look, I didn't want to die because my she was like, I wanted to die because I didn't want to be around you. So no, I do not want to finally die together. I want you to go away. I told him I would rather live 1,000 years. As long as I'm not with you. I was like, damn, girl, like, is he that bad? Like,
he was whooping her ass.
Yeah, dude.
This nigga, first of all, we saw this nigga kill so many people and then be chased down by hundreds of men, and then he survived that. That means this nigga killed them people. a man like that.
What's the word you're supposed to do?
No, I'm just no. What I'm
Not
saying
beat your wife?
What I'm saying is this is the equivalent of Jim Brown picking up a white woman and throwing her out a fucking plate glass window, which is something that fucking happened. Which is why I'm explaining right now that that is just not what you want. A big fucking burly man beating the shit out of your ass.
Yeah,
ventricular force coming downward on your face. Way worse. Just trying to tell you.
I don't know. I think he's a little unnecessarily cruel.
Go buy one of the hookers. They're legal and right next door.
Yeah, this is the thing. He could easily, exactly. He could smash anything because he's a dude.
And I think the actor's performance is like he does such a good job in that moment that he is like very empathetic. Like you could feel how he's feeling, but he's also a piece of shit. But I do feel bad for him, not here, but later on in the episode when the situation has to deal with his father. But
just the whole episode made you feel bad for the dude.
The episode was hard on him.
Yeah, it was.
But guess what? He was hard on himself. You know what I'm saying? Catch more flies with honey, man. You could have rubbed this bitch back. The baby, she would have loved your ass, but you wanted to beat her upside the head.
He tried to make tea for her. He did the whole tea.
Yeah, but that's after he whooped her ass. Like he put his whole foot in her ass.
Yeah.
And then
after she slept with a white man, like I'm.
He ain't know that.
You sleep with a white man.
He ain't know that. And he was dead.
I can't tell you.
She thought he was dead. Yeah, he probably hooks up with courtesans all the time. And as a white man, she probably didn't have that good of a time. So,
nah, because even Kiko, Lady Kiko was kind of like, yeah, you can come back. Come on back.
But speaking
and she did not want to remember that part. She did not translate that part at all. She was just like, she thanks you for your honors and everything. She said, go out. But I was like, that's not what she said. She told
that's not what she said. She said, hey, you can tell him he can come back for free. That thing, I'll come back for free whenever he wants to. I'll schedule out.
Speaking of which, as our resident white guy, Hank, did you have a good
time? I need to get him a white man. I'm going to get you a. Do you mind if I get you a white man drop?
No, do it.
Yeah, I need it. Yeah.
What's the drop gonna be? It's just
I haven't done it yet. Like I don't know. Like
I mean, it's probably just
white man.
We have options. We have
white
options. Pour the white rice.
No. White man. You know, like do that.
I like to do
that. Will you ever get this haircut, Jeff?
The friar tuck.
Technically, this is a Portuguese haircut.
If I didn't already had fun. No, because I got a wedding I'm going to, and I'm standing up in it.
Okay,
I can't do this if I'm going to be in someone else's picture. If that wasn't the case, I would do it. Else. If that wasn't the case, I would walk off camera right now and do this.
No, just for the laugh. Just wait till season 2. Just wait till season 2.
There we go. Yeah.
But yeah, how'd you feel about this episode here?
Dude, this episode was insane because, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of action in it. I mean, the most action is when one of your favorite characters stabs himself in the gut and gets his son to cut his head off. But
son of a bitch.
Even without that, it was such a good fucking episode. And it's one of those episodes that just has you on edge the entire time. It's just like ramping up the anxiety. And so the payoff at the end was awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a very tension building episode. Like you said, there's not a lot of action, but is it tense? You're just like, okay, but do something, man. What are you gonna do?
I'm understanding this dude's plan so far. Like he's I get it. He's trying to make it look like he's about to surrender, but he's going real hard about trying to make it look like he's surrendering like a little too much to where you killed your best friend to be like, no, I'm surrendering. I'm going to surrender so hard. You need to
he let his best friend kill himself. It's okay.
Surrendering. Or it's like he actually did know and his friend was like willing to sacrifice himself for the ruse.
Yeah,
it's too much. And I was like, damn, these niggas a little too much for this world.
He's going a little Jared Leto method on that one.
Right, yeah.
A little too far.
Pilot. He was like, bro, what the fuck's going on? We need to get a ship and just fight these people. What the fuck?
Right. Well, then he learned that's not going to be as easy as he was hoping.
Probably not.
What did you think of this episode, Bill? Did you enjoy it, like the tension building throughout, and were you sure that Toranaga had something up his sleeve?
Nigga, I'm the one who brought it up last week. I'm the one who said, what if he planned this shit with his brother? Like, what if everything has been according to plan? Mm-hmm. I don't think he intended for his son to die. I don't think that was a part of the plan. Even though I have heard some YouTubers and other people on the internet, give voice to that. I don't think
most people don't plan to have an idiot for a son.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't plan for his son to die.
Actually, I feel like having an idiot for a son makes it even harder to predict any guy. Clearly, he ain't gonna be somebody that I can rely on as far as predicting shit. But I do feel like all of this has been planned all the whole time, and it kind of is. It not kind of is. Well, I would say halfway through this episode, it's kind of revealed that that's what's taking place. Mm-hmm. But I'd say it's debatable whether or not what's his name, Hirataka. What's his name? Agent Hiramatsu. I think it's debatable whether or not he knew that he was supposed to kill himself. You know what I mean?
Great. That's one thing I want to talk
about. And if he did, I don't think he knew until he was about to, and then he couldn't take it back.
I think
if he knew he was supposed to do it, I don't think.
Here's my thing: like the dude knows, like he's probably given all the information that he could possibly give to this dude as his vassal. He can't fucking fight no more. He's old as shit. He ain't gonna be on the battlefield. So I feel like maybe he did kind of know, but
right.
Some good acting. Some good acting. I can tell you that.
Man, right.
Because remember, he as soon as he said he was the old Yamamatsu was the dude who said, yeah, he's not surrendering. He has a fucking plan.
Yeah.
When he had the messenger, when he had the friar when he told the friar dude to go back to Osaka and tell him what we're doing
with the message,
the old man was like, yeah, if he didn't have a plan, why the fuck is he sending that dude out to Osaka to tell him what we're doing, that we're surrendering? He don't need to do that. So I feel like that's my one clue to say that he probably did commit suicide on purpose.
See, it's funny.
I think so too.
That sounds funny, committing suicide on purpose, because it is on purpose.
Right.
Well, what do you mean on purpose? Like he did it knowing that Toranaga wanted him to?
Yes, that it was part of the plan to seal the deal of, we're actually surrendering.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was, and I'm curious how you feel about it too, Hank, but for me, it was kind of the other way around when I watched the first time. I was like, I just sort of saw that as like, because he was so sure that he was going to fight back, now knowing like he for sure isn't going to fight back, like it was so jarring to him. He's like, oh, fuck, well, if you're really about to do this, if you're really about that life, then I'm about to do this. Wu-Tang. Like, but that's how I saw it the first time I watched it. But like, hearing other people discuss it, I was like, well, maybe he did. What was it in it with Toranaga? What do you think, Hank?
I think he was absolutely in it with Toranaga. A couple of things. Terry brought up a good amount of them. Just being like, of course he's got a plan. Why would he send him back? Things like that. But also just, I think Toranaga trusts and cares about him enough that he would tell him, so that it's not just, hey, go ahead and just kill yourself for the hell of it. It's cool. I think he wanted him to know that his death was going to serve a higher purpose. And two, Toranaga knew he could trust him with literally anything, so it was safe to tell him. And I think Toranaga needed. Yes, Toranaga's a strategist and he's brilliant, but I think when you're doing something so big, so strong, such a huge swing, you just need to be able to talk about it. And that guy's his go-to lifelong advisor. I don't see how he didn't talk to him about it before to just even bounce the idea off of. I think it was absolutely fine.
Honestly, let's think about what we've known from what we've seen that has been established about their culture about a life and death. Where, the gardener that we all loved who killed himself, and they're just like straight up, I was like, well, what the fuck else was that old man gonna do? This is probably like the most honorable thing he could have done was take a bullet for us and die, commit seppuku. So I feel like with Yamamoto, he's old as shit. He didn't die in the glory of battle. He lived, and like, even though that's cool for us, like I want to live in every battle, fuck dying. But these people, like, that these motherfuckers would love to die honorably, love to die for something. They want to die for a cause, straight up. They don't want to live for a cause. They'd rather die for a cause. So I think this was an opportune moment for this old ass man whose battle days are long gone, for him to die for a cause in a way.
Yeah, and Bill, I'm curious how you feel about this, like, because we've been debating on whether he knew about, like, he was in Taranaga's plan, and let's assume that he was. Do you think Buntaro knew? Because now he's
Buntaro. First of all, Buntaro's in such a bad situation right now mentally. I don't think that Toranaga trusts Buntaro to just be knowing anything.
Yeah,
nigga worried about the white man. You worry about the white man.
Yeah, he worried about the wrong thing.
Come on, bro. It's us out here, baby.
Still under the Asian spell.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, my whole point. I guess my point is not that he's white, but I'm just saying he's the only white person that they talk that they deal with. So he's the white man.
Yeah. He is the white man.
Right. He's not like America white man, but like the white man.
Not the man, just
Yeah, but what I mean by that is like Toranaga is a person who has decided that the country is, stronger than any one person, right? It's right. The message is bigger than the messenger, right? Like he doesn't really see it as or at least he's given the perception. He doesn't really see it as like, look at me, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I want to save myself type shit.
Right.
And, you sit here worried about whether or not this white man fucking a bitch. First of all, nigga, why you worry about who that bitch fucking?
You don't even like her. You don't even like her.
Get your ass some money. So no, but he do like her. He just want to act like he don't like her because she don't like him.
But they said that it's kind of been that way, and they've been married for a good
But they got a baby, so she let him get in there and do what he needed to do. What they say?
Do they have a baby? Because I don't remember seeing their kid.
he was at
the beginning, and he like yelled at him, be like, "Stop acting like a little bitch."
He basically acting like a little bitch.
Yeah, which is funny because in this episode, Buntaro's a little bitch.
Well, but Buntaro is a little bitch. Hold on, let's just get it out. Let's just make sure we establish that he is he is like the tallest Japanese person.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter. He can fight good.
So he's probably about
5'10".
He's probably about 5'10" if he's the tallest one out there.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to mess with him.
Like he's really about 5'8", but come on, it's 1700. This nigga's like 5'8".
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. I asked the question in the chat. Clearly the chat is
I saw it.
Clearly the chat is a little off today, man. Ain't nobody really popping in here talking.
Ophelia's ain't on here yet.
Ophelia's keeping it lit, and then people don't even feel comfortable. People all of a sudden start talking when Ophelia's in here. I say shit in the chat. Nobody want to say nothing.
Ophelia's lets everybody know there's nothing off fucking limits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He like sets that bar real high, and so everybody else tries to go up to that.
You know what? I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because that's why I want to bring up the question that I was positing. Will the preacher finger pop the she pimp? Because at the
I know there's gonna be some animosity there. When I saw that field, she was all up in it, and I was like, okay, she got her little muddy field. That's tight. And then they go to the preacher, and I'm just like, wait, this got to be the same fucking film they show over in the distance. Fuck your church. Ain't nobody going to your church, boy. Ain't nobody going to your church.
Hey, they might go to your church, but as long as you got some specials for some like coupons for the
whole
house,
you
got some whole house coupons. Nigga, I'm coming to church every day.
I had that church. There'd be a tunnel connecting my place.
Right.
I'm just saying, a lot of churchgoers seem to forget Mary Magdalene's profession, and she was real close to that damn group.
Right.
Also, Terry.
Shit.
Also, Terry. Fun fact:
Mary Magdalene, Our Lady Mary Magdalene.
Hey, KirstYn, Bentley, what's happening?
But like for real, like
Terry, I got a fun fact for you.
If you're done sinning, come on down to the church. There's a tunnel.
I mean, like, you got to have something to confess. Like let's do this. Come on.
Right. They're Catholics. They got confession. You sin on Saturday, come in on Sunday. We get you.
I forgot about that.
Man, you better hope Saturday night doesn't go too crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Old preacher man, Portuguese preacher man, just need to have coupons and give out bread at the bread and rice. Yeah. Also, so if you give out bread and rice or some noodles or some shit and a coupon for the whole house, then he'll not only make money, but he'll fucking get some, he'll get some followers. He'll get some subscribers.
So wait, is the preacher really pimping here? Oh wait, no, you said the
no.
No, yeah, the madam.
Yeah.
So like the madam of the whole house.
Again.
Okay.
I call Mama San.
Yes.
Mama San. Okay.
Yeah,
Mama San, Mama say, Mama San, Mama San.
He just has to build his church.
So two things. I mean, that's just funny. Let's be honest. One, Terry turns out Bantaro's 6'1".
In real life?
Two, the actor, yeah.
He's tits. Yeah,
he's tall.
Tits. Like, he's insanely tall.
Bill, for your question, no. The she pimp is way too expensive. He can't afford her. He's getting Kiko out of that.
He's a member of the clergy. He should have all kind of money.
Yeah,
but let's just
dip into the coffers.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and posit that he broke. Let's just say he broke, right?
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. Now, see, it's funny, right? Finger popping. You just think about it like, you know what I'm saying? You think about it. He's like, oh, okay, what's he doing? What's that mean? But I'm talking about like, what if he needs to be manipulated, controlled, compromised? You know what I'm saying? What better way? We see Toranaga is very connected with the madam, the she pimp. And we see that the she pimp feels very comfortable talking to Toranaga just any kind of way. She might have had sucky here pee one time. But what we do know though is that they have a relationship in some kind of way that she feels comfortable speaking to him and about certain things, and he feels comfortable talking to her about certain things. So he's gifted her this land, showing favor to her. What if she's a part of his plan, since we know that this motherfucker be planning stuff? way ahead of time.
I think she is.
Again, but she will be through her hookers. She's out of the game.
I know, but that's what makes it like, oh man, I'm gonna get the one that's not
like this is the hologram this is the hologram card, is what you're saying?
Right. This is like
no, that's not her because she's a little older. That's
that's evil queen bitch.
Yeah, lady Ochiba. Yeah.
Ochiba. She Pimp should be close to where we were just right here. That's her.
No, that's
she's the one
a little further back. Just a little further back.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
her.
That's her walking.
Okay, see, look, this is what I think.
Giving away the pee pics for free.
He put Mama San there right by the church. One, like you said, to keep an eye on the church. And I think it's also part of a backup plan to where if he were to die and lose, he knew that his precious Edo probably wouldn't get too crazy with the church with her watching.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
So I think she's there to watch. He definitely put them together, and he probably wants her to watch the church for him because he really don't. We know he don't fuck with the church, but he made a word, he made a promise that he lived up to it, and so he's doing his part. But he's like, no. My old Mama San gonna make sure to keep up. Keep an eye on your ass.
Yeah, and to y'all's point, like she like like y'all said, she's retired. She's not in the league no more, but. I don't know. This might be her player coach season. I think she's gonna come in off the bench and do a little bit for Toranaga.
You think she's the designated hitter?
I think that's the designated hitter. That could be a time.
I got one more ring to earn.
Right. and Homegirl's got a character poster, so I think that she's gonna end up being a lot more important than we think.
Okay.
I think she's one of my favorite actors.
You know what I just realized? You can't see certain chats so if you're watching from if you're watching from Nerds at Night, you can't see the chat for the people who are in the Drunk Banthas.
Ah, interesting.
And so if you don't see us put it on the screen, they don't see it at all. So for those of you on Twitter, for those watching on Nerds at Night, for those watching on Drunk Banthas channel, let's get in here. We can't see it unless you throw it on. Unless we throw it up, and we can't see it if you don't say something. So,
and we would like to join you. I would like to thank you for joining us this evening. We got around 25 people watching across all platforms right now. So yeah, let's keep the conversation going.
Absolutely, I'm gonna try to jump back and forth.
Well, here's my thing: when Edo is Tokyo, Edo becomes Tokyo. And when I go to Tokyo, I don't be seeing no churches, no Catholic churches at least. But I do be seeing them whorehouses.
Well, that's because
who survived? Who really survived?
I do be seeing them whorehouses though.
I'll tell you what,
whorehouses and bread lines. Whorehouses and bread lines.
Churches do not.
I'll tell you what, if I go to Tokyo, I want to go on Terry's tour, not the churches.
I know that's right.
Yeah, one business did outlast the other.
He's like, no, I went to this one neighborhood. It was a gun store, liquor store, whole house, liquor store, gun store, liquor store, whole house, liquor store.
I would you through life, that red light district.
But let's move on to this other part of the story. We got to talk about my man Andrew Lincoln.
My man.
He pays his former shipmate a visit. Where Salomon confronts him about piloting decisions that brought them to Japan. Then Blackthorn just kind of has to whip his ass.
It looks like someone stapled his hair into his head.
Oh yeah, his hair is ridiculous. It's a fucking.
He's got a Tyler Perry thing going on.
You know what's funny?
I didn't know they were making plugs that far back.
I was he stole these. These were left over from Nicolas Cage.
I do want to say from Christine Bentley, it's briefly mentioned in the show, but more thoroughly explained in the book that Mariko doesn't understand why her father married her to Buntaro. Her family is very high status nobility. would be like a duchess marrying a baron 4 levels down in class. She resents this, and he uses her family's shame as something to hold over her. Oh, that sounds like a toxic relationship, right?
Yeah. Thank you, KirstYn. Get that tea. Go ahead and explain another reason why this bitch should not be worried about what this nigga doing. I don't want to be with you.
Like,
it
it sounds like a relationship advice column on Reddit. You know, it's like my dad married me 4 classes down. Should I be upset about this? And the top comment is like, get fucked.
I thought you were going to say the top comment was read Shogun.
Leave him.
Right, yeah.
Girl, leave him, girl.
Know your worth.
Just every time, like my husband always leaves the toilet seat up. Leave him.
Divorce him now.
I don't know, man. You might need to leave him. That shows that nigga is either dumb or don't give a fuck. If you complain that many times, I mean, good goddamn, my nigga, just leave it down.
I live alone and I don't leave the toilet seat up.
Same. Just
Same.
Seat down so you don't have to hear no goddamn fussing. Just use a ignorant ass, spiteful ass.
Man,
nigga.
my only thing is just
you leave the motherfucker
that toilet. Bro, that toilet water flies all around and stuff. I got my toothbrush right there. You better believe I'm closing that lid.
Well, you know, I put my toothbrush in the...
might be connected.
Let me tell you something. This is something I only
I don't got a cupboard.
This is something I only say once every Monday, sometimes on Thursdays, and definitely every time he's on Does It Hold Up. This is when you need to listen to Whitey. I never get to say that on Monday. This is when you need to listen to Whitey, y'all. Listen to what Whitey is telling you.
But yeah, no, thank you very much, Miss Bentley, for
yes, Miss Bentley.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Like
also, thank you for writing 4 levels down in class, because I had no idea a duchess and a baron were different.
Yeah,
things.
I'm gonna have to look up the.
Well, you know what?
Like
that's
hierarchy.
That's why you
power scaling.
I thought well,
you didn't know that.
I guess a dude duchess is a duke.
You didn't know that KirstYn was our low key. She's our royal palace correspondent.
Oh shit!
So she knows all.
I didn't know we had money in the budget for that.
Like, she's an intern.
Nine. That just means they bought her one of those 1 foot by 1 foot plots in Scotland to make her a lady.
Right. What is that called? Wasn't that a scam? It's
that ended up being a scam.
Established
what was a scam?
Well, no. Technically, technically, you are a lord or lady. The scam is their carbon neutral stuff.
Wait a minute.
They tried saying that.
I thought it wasn't.
Hold on 2 seconds. Because I was typing. Y'all are saying that the fucking shit where you could buy a fucking land and become a duchess or the duke, and
a lord or lady,
or lord or a lady, and heavy spoilers and emergency awesome and screen rant and screen crush, and all of them promoted it. That you saying that was a scam?
Yeah, I only heard one of those podcasts come out and say, "Hey,
right." Okay, guys.
We advertise with these guys, but turns out it's all bullshit. So we apologize for anybody who actually participated.
Ain't nobody apologized. None of the people I mean.
You know what?
Stop you from claiming that you're a lord or a lady. Like anytime I go to a hotel and shit, it's always Dr. Terry Fleming's checking the fuck in. Let me tell you that. Terry Fleming's always checking in hotels.
My credit card, the name is My name is Canon Jeffrey Madel, because of a stupid joke from college that I found out about 8 years after I put it on my credit card. That means I'm a saint. So according to Chase Banks, I'm a saint.
Man, we're learning all kinds of things about hierarchy here today.
Right? We're learning
no one's questioning it.
It is
our last name is Urquhart, and that's it's a castle.
Oh, that makes me sad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like a complete scam. Like none of it means anything.
At least I still own property on the moon.
Actually, I'm just so glad. First of all, I just want to say that if anybody here watching got caught up in one of those situations, I'd just like to say, come on over here to the Drunk Banthas channel. We will never lie to you about some stupid shit like that. As a matter of fact, the only system we will have is the join button. You just click the join button at the Drunk Banthas channel.
Above craftsmen and merchants.
Bill, I thought you were going to say that we're going to start selling titles for drunken lords and drunken ladies.
No, but I do have this. I do have this hair growth serum that I want to introduce to y'all. I'm so glad that you said that, Jeff. I got this.
A craftsman or a merchant.
Serums for any
animal. That's got to be something where like working with your hands is looked down on or something, right?
That makes
I'm gonna look for another one. I'll look for another
like
one.
I can maybe understand merchants being looked down on or something, but a craftsman being looked down on in Japan.
What are you talking about? Craftsman being looked down on in Japan. He ain't got no goddamn money.
Yeah, but they're the people making the swords and shit.
There's clearly two things that we've established that make you have the power in Japan. No, it's not even power in Japan. This is power all over the world during the 1600s. There's two things you need. You need to be able to kill everybody, and you need to be able to buy everything. And that's the way that you ran the world for evil. Oh, wait a minute. That's how you run the world today.
To that point,
the world today. That's exactly how you
to that point. I'm wondering if swordsmiths are somewhere other than craftsmen then.
Well, I would have expected like craftsmen and merchants to fall under the peasants category. You know what I mean? Because what do peasants
do? All right. What do peasants do in feudal Japan?
They just
You're talking about Sims? You're talking about Sims.
Well, it looked like the peasants participate as lower underlings in war. It seems like everyone goes to war. Right. It's not just like all the men at least that go to war. It's not just like more warriors.
Yeah, it's just like all I know, like who's in charge of like ordering commands and fight people.
I'll put it like this. How about this? Hold on. Since we're having this hierarchy discussion about jobs,
it's just a weird.
Do you think that the nigga who brings you your food or works as the janitor should be above the teachers? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about regular. We're talking about middle class. Clearly, they have an establishment have established a middle class in their hierarchy of nobility. The peasants are the middle class. Samurai are the upper middle class, and the craftsmen and the merchants, they're your niggas who wait your tables and fucking clean your shit.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Let me peasant though. Like peasant would be the person.
No, I'm saying peasant.
I'll look up like what peasant actually means. I'll look up what peasant means.
They showing you what it means. It's clearly the middle class.
I'll be honest. After
the cultural definition, but like what I would say is actually like tripping me up about this is that I felt like in this society, like you work. It's like my grandfather was a smith and my grandfather's grandfather was a smith, and it's been passed down through, and our, products are legendary throughout the land. So I thought like, that would mean like a craftsman or a merchant would be a bit higher.
The definition of a peasant is a poor farmer of low social status who owns or rents a small piece of land for cultivation.
That makes it harder for me to believe. Then a craftsman?
No, hold on. First of all, a craftsman doesn't a craftsman and what was it? Bring it back up. A merchant. Okay, a merchant. Both of those two people have to rent the space that they in, which is a small space. I just read to you that this gentleman who is a peasant, he would own an entire piece of land or rent an entire piece of land. So that means you have more wealth than anybody else who is renting a small little.
Not necessarily.
No, definitely necessarily. That's exactly. Now look, we can't just be sitting here arguing about what our opinion is.
Okay, so I just googled it. I just googled
it too. What do you think?
It says, however, in Japan, peasant farmers were a distinct and separate class. Despite making up 90% of the population, peasant farmers were better respected and enjoyed an elevated social status as their work provided society with food, with means of nourishment, and life. So yeah, it's just mostly because they were like they were probably like, oh yeah, we're going to list you higher because if you guys revolted, you would fucking murder us.
Well, see, that's definitely I'm thinking more like English medieval society where like merchants and craftsmen were highly respected because only a few of them knew that craft. Like if you were a sword maker, you was probably the only fucking sword maker in the village, and everybody needed to come to you because you had fucking swords.
You had the Hattori Hanzo sword.
Definitely. But if you own land that we
farmers,
if you own land that we grow off of, that means we eat off you. And if you don't have food, then we can't make weapons. We can't make weapons.
You know what this feels like?
But look at medieval English society where it's like, well, any nigga can farm. That ain't hard.
You know what this feels like? It feels
I guess in like Japan, they just have more respect for jobs like that.
It feels like to keep 90% of the population happy, and we want to make sure that
revolts were there a lot.
We need to make sure that they have other people to shit on.
That's society. That's
at least they have society. Someone that they feel better.
I'd say they ran a better society.
But really, it's really
stinky, unwashed white people.
I mean, I think we could all agree that farmers ain't shit. I mean, who are they really doing? But no. Then I guess later on in the episode, we do after Hiromatsu commits suicide. That's when Yabushige is convinced to accept Blackthorn's services that he offered up earlier. So I guess he sort of has
he didn't want to be a traitor, didn't want to come off as a traitor, but you could tell he really wanted to.
Right,
he had it in his body. He was like, "Ooh, I mean, no, wait, I was just joking. No, tell Whitey I didn't want to."
Hold on, Our Edo period correspondent is checked in. Miss Bentley says, on your diagram, Maruko's family would be court nobility. Remember, her father was basically handed to the king, GOT reference level, whereas Bantaro's family would be samurai level. Okay,
right.
Okay, so let's just class down. Thank you, correspondent.
Thank you.
That's very helpful.
You're going to get a raise.
Take the week off.
Take the week. You know what? See you next Monday.
We are going to upgrade you from merchant to craftsman.
We got to move her up to peasant at least. Come on.
But what did you guys?
Well, it's hard. Historian's not in that list.
Yeah, right. They totally ignored in that diagram. But yeah, what do you guys think of Toranaga? He reveals to Mariko that her Hamaretsu committed suicide, and he asks her to travel on his behalf to Ahsoka. What did you guys thinking of him bringing her in on his plan?
I feel like that was kind of the reveal that Toranaga really isn't giving up. Because, like he said, he was like, yeah, those two motherfuckers were so predictable. I know they're going to, go ahead and go to war. Which, obviously, that's what he wants. And he wants those two to go at it. And then he was like, but I still need you to go out there and help. So that's kind of like the, because, he knew. If he didn't want them to go to war, he could have stopped that ship. Said everybody out there be like, no, capture these two motherfuckers. Stop it. So that's basically... to him and to what's-his-face, Anjin and what's-his-name, telling them, hey, I'm clearly not just giving up, idiots, obviously. So I think that was his signal to them, to all three of them, matter of fact, to be like, yeah, I ain't giving up.
Right.
Because, if he was giving up, he would have stopped that ship.
Right. Yeah, I like how well they've been doing this kind of stuff throughout the whole show, is where they don't, all outright just tell you what's going on. You could, there's a lot of subtle inferences, and that's part of the culture, but also just the beauty of the
writing. Heart hidden behind that fence. You can't be showing all your heart and shit.
That eightfold fence. Yeah. What about you, Bill? What did you think about just the Mariko Toranaga collabo at the end?
Who?
Mariko and Kim. Kate.
Oh.
Good God.
Yeah, he fucked up that I lobbed it up to him and he
Halsey.
Hold on, Kate and Toranaga. interaction at the end, I just felt like it was one of them moments where Toranaga, he finally broke down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really did break down. He was like, look, bitch, you think I want to do this shit? Like, he was like, please, just, God damn it, bitch, don't disappoint me. God damn it, bitch. Just listen, stick with me just a little bit longer. God damn. Just trust me. But, you know, I feel like we've seen that in a couple others, like movies. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the ones that I had written. I wrote them down. They over there. Fuck that. But we've had moments like that where, you know, people are running a plot, but, you know, they need you to, like, you know, I'm what's that movie? Running Scared. You know what I mean? Running Scared is a good one. It's like, look, I need you to just trust me, okay? Yeah. And I can't tell you nothing because then it'll endanger you. But like, I know what I got going. Everything I'm doing, I wanted it to happen. Like, please just trust me. So yeah, it was interesting him like really breaking down in a way. Like, yo, I just watched my son be buried or burnt up from like 40 miles away. Like, come on, man, just give me a break.
Do you think he like kind of blames himself? Because it was like, man, if I probably would have told my son, maybe he wouldn't have done this dumbass shit.
If you'd told your son, then he would have told everybody
would have known.
No, but like still, like he knew that he couldn't tell his son, but he has to be blaming himself, being like, if only I really could have trusted him enough to not to tell him.
Yeah.
Then he would still be alive.
I know.
Absolutely.
I feel like a part of him's also guilty, sitting there like, thank God that idiot's not going to be in this fight.
But it's still like his son, though. My son's dead. Yeah. He definitely has to be beating himself up, being like,
yeah, I'm sure that there's some.
Boy was stupid, but I didn't know he was this fucking stupid.
See.
And then, like, you got to blame yourself. Who do you blame? Who do you blame for that, for your child being stupid? It's
the mother.
It's not on you, bro.
The mom.
You raised him.
Yeah,
He clearly gets it from her side of the family.
He gets that.
It was like
I was like, I gotta be eating him up to be like I knew he probably knew that his best friend was gonna leave him, but his son dying unexpectedly is probably what's like actually making him sick and shit.
Yeah,
sick to hit.
I'll tell you what's making him sick is how his son died. He's like,
to him.
You couldn't even die in battle.
You didn't even die in battle. You slipped on a damn rock.
Nah, man, that was supposed. That's how he.
You could have at least stabbed yourself in the gut while Bantoro chopped your damn head off. God,
what y'all talking about, man? That's how he was supposed to die, bro. He was supposed to die just like he died.
Stupid.
Goofy and stupid. Yes, yeah. Fucking. The only thing would have been better if somebody cut his head off while he was taking a doo-doo. Because that's the only kind of. And look, I was gonna say that in the chat.
I mean, I wish he would have.
I was gonna say that in the chat, but I tried to. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that in the chat, but I tried to say it, and apparently it won't let me say bad things. I hit send. And I was like, "What is? It's not sending."
Maybe that's why people are commenting. It's like, man, y'all said I could say anything. YouTube's being bullshit over here.
Just nothing but the worst profanity you can imagine.
Yeah, you can't say
doo-doo.
No, I think I said I was saying instead of saying she pimp, I said something else. I can't say what I said. I probably can't say what I wrote. If I can't put it in the chat.
C word? C word?
No.
Did you call Gin a her whore?
Oh, I did use the word. I used the word whore.
I think we're gonna go into some tricky territory if we're trying to guess what we shouldn't say.
That's what I'm saying. I think I might not. You know, we already have a picture that says "boss nigger" up
just
here.
Cue that episode of
there a lot of
cue the Zan episode of Atlanta.
Like the episode of what now?
Zan
episode of Atlanta with the little kid.
Oh,
just getting bleeped for like 40 seconds straight.
Zan is the friend of the show.
Zan Lives Matter.
Friend of the show. But yeah, to your point, Terry, I'm sure Toranaga is feeling a lot of guilt. Like, this is definitely a really emotional moment, and one of the only emotionally vulnerable moments we really see from him. And it's cool that he's kind of he's breaking down with Mariko, and yeah, I'm sure he's also just feeling like if not guilt, just like, all right, I got to make this shit count. He pretty much says that at the end.
Right.
He's like, all right, this is a lot of sacrifice for this plan that might not even really work. This is still going to be really hard.
That's why he was like, bitch, don't you fail. Don't you switch up on me right now. God damn it.
I need you.
And I think that the way their culture works is the only way he was able to get through this, because in his mind, I mean, like when he was kind of doing a performance for all of his vassals and everything. Mm-hmm. But I think he really meant it when he said, as long as Japan survives, even if his entire clan is destroyed, he's okay with it. I think to an extent he does believe that. So I think that's, if it wasn't for that motivation, I don't think he'd be strong enough to do all this, you know?
KirstYn, I don't want to type all this. I was going to type it into the chat. Where does Toranaga sit on the pyramid? If
Daimyo.
Is he the Daimyo?
He's a Daimyo.
He's a
Daimyos are below Shogun.
Because I know Daimyo, he lived down the street, but
he's at Daimyo level, maybe even not really, because they don't have a Shogun right now.
Right, there is
because they're actively trying not to.
Right, and they have 5 regions, so
right, they're trying to honor the wishes
at a Shogun Daimyo level.
They're trying to honor the wishes of the previous Shogun.
Which
so there is
you
no
can't
emperor?
have a Shogun. No, the emperor is the kid.
Right now. So he's going to succeed to be the emperor.
Yeah, when he grows
up.
When he grows up.
And that's why they have to have the regions.
Okay, look at that. Look, she said, we right.
Hey, we're getting an education. This is fun and education.
That's right.
And by the way,
Crash Course ain't got nothing on this channel.
I got to propose. And by the way, I find a little strange about the plan is that his son died, and they gave him what was it? 39 days.
45.
45 is the mourning day period, and this seems like a very thought out. Needing these 45 days to plan shit period, right?
No, yeah, it did. He did say at the end, like, thank you for giving me more time, you and Hiramatsu. But
so
he also
it kind of seemed like, did he want his son to die, stupid death?
No,
he's just like saying, a basket that went in for his favor. Like he was just giving.
He was just giving him like a shout out because he already talked so much shit about his son. He wanted to give his son some praise right then, and also you can't sit at the son. You can't sit at your dead son's grave site and just talk shit about him. You gotta say something like
that. You just walk up, you're like, dude, slip resistant shoes, you fucking idiot.
Like, God damn it. Didn't I always tell you to fucking keep your feet balanced. Find your balance.
But I'm just like, man, these 45
kid, even Crocs are slip resistant.
Kind of clutch. Like what man? I wonder what his plan would have been if his son didn't die and he didn't get these extra days. Would he have been allowed to go straight to Osaka like that? Or
I wonder if Hiro
Right, this seems like an ex machina.
I wonder if him killing himself would have triggered the 45 days. His brother dying. Like, there's plenty of people that I'll bet could have died and triggered the 45 days because they already think they've won.
Well, maybe that was why he planned for Hiramatsu to kill himself because it's like, oh, that'll give me a good 15, 20 days, maybe.
That's what I'm trying to think of. Just like, what was going to be his plan if his son didn't die? Because he really got these needed 45 days.
I think that he
hemorrhoids.
No, what I think happens is, well, like I said last week, I think his brother is in on it, right? His brother's in on the plan. Honor means too much to their family. Outside looking in, honor means too much to his family. So I don't see his brother really changing allegiances. And that's why I think we have moments with the few shots that we get of him. We don't even see him in this episode. So like the few shots we get of him in the previous episode 7, he seems kind of like disheveled, like he doesn't want to do what he's doing. Right? Like he
seems conflicted. Yeah.
None of the power seems interesting to him. Like he's just kind of reflective and sad. And also when his nephew wants to talk about killing somebody, he's like, look, dog, have you ever heard about these stories about your daddy? Like insinuating like
that here anymore.
Insinuating like, yo, okay, like I'm like he's telling them these stories that he knows aren't true.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, all these. He's basically telling them the moral of the story is, you know, legends are things of, you know, for kids to talk about and stories,
for learning experiences.
But like those that ain't how it really works. Like when you die, you shit and piss on yourself. That's how it works. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no honor in any death. And that's what they realized. The people who have really exactly the people who have really experienced it, even when they commit the
seppuku.
When they do that shit, man, niggas don't think that shit's cool. They don't think that shit's honorable. You can tell in their face. They like, man, I'm so tired of motherfuckers doing this shit. You can tell, right there.
When we go get rid of this shit?
You're like, look, I'll keep the haircut if we just get rid of the seppuku.
And it's like for any reason too. It's just like you're at the coffee shop and you say, you say. You get the coffee. They're like, "Enjoy your coffee," and you're like, "You too."
You too.
So you're thinking about that all night. And you're like,
just step in front of a semi.
The train's
just
coming.
Buy me a coffee. You don't have to kill yourself.
Right? Yeah. Any kind of embarrassment. Have a nice flight. You too. I have the TSA man. I need you to second me.
But before we wrap
at the airport.
Before we wrap up the conversation on this episode, is there anything you guys want to say before we leave? Like anything you're excited about? Because we only got 2 episodes left. It's almost all over. Hank,
I'm ready for the reveal.
Well, the name of the next episode is Crimson Sky, so I think we're going action.
Ooh, yeah, it seems like it's gonna be about that action, boss. Yeah. What about you, T?
I think I'll catch up by that.
Tonight.
I'm waiting for the just like the robbery crew who done it for when they go back and reveal all the secret conversations we missed, and then they reveal who was all part of the plan. I'm waiting for the reveal. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Pull up that comment there.
Yeah, Drunk Banthas said in the chat.
Oh,
I
not
will
that
say
one.
I'm glad it's 10 episodes.
That wasn't the one I was referring to, but okay.
I think KirstYn Bentley said you made a good point about Toranaga being concerned about the overall existence of Japan. He is the lord of the Kanto, and which is the large central region of Japan and the agricultural sector. So
I didn't even know that, but I just see how he keep meaning that. Yeah. What's this? What's
sorry. We're fighting.
Our fingers touched. KirstYn goes on to say it's also densely populated, so he is looking at the big picture and his people. So yeah, he's playing the long game here for sure.
Yeah, that's why he don't like Whitey, because he's like, look, I don't trust Whitey, but I trust this one white man. Look, what I gotta do is I get this one white man. I kidnap him, right? I kidnap one white man, right? I kidnap Whitey, and then I get him with me, right? I get him just with me. Get him baths, get him some hoes, get him some slapping. He's slapping cheeks. He found out we get him the best cheeks that we got. You know what I'm saying? Cheeks that don't be out there working in the fields, nothing like that. Just cheeks that he can slap. And then he'll be like ingratiated with our culture, get him that good food, you know what I'm saying? Show him how to, you know what I'm saying? And then he'll work for us. See, he'll be on our side. And we can do some business with his country after I figure out this, after I figure out Japan, right? I figure out Japan, I'm good.
Right.
And because Toranaga is very familiar with the very ancient Japanese song about white man that goes,
Whitey will take it.
He'll take it.
Whitey will take it.
He'll take it.
Whitey will take it, and he'll be on
his way. That's right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. God damn it, boy. I believe I'll take your shot right now.
That is a good time to take a shot. And I guess it's a good time to move on to our next topic.
Read that comment.
Oh, what's the comment here? KirstYn says, all the shit I'm spitting about Shogun, get ready because the library is gonna open when we talk about X-Men 97.
Woo! Let me tell you.
Real quick.
You ain't said nothing to it. You ain't said nothing slick.
Was a comment.
Probably, yeah. KirstYn, are you a new watcher? Has KirstYn been here before? Is she a new watcher?
I
think she's a
new
watcher.
Wish that I could.
I'm sorry. Let us know if this
Why
is
would you,
all
don't
new
ask,
for you.
don't ask questions like that, Nine.
I don't want to be.
I don't know.
I don't want to be her real name. Like let it be. Let them be, because we don't know. We don't know what the pronouns. Let them be whoever they want to be. Like, let them be anonymous. Well, we just happy that you here and you engaging.
That's true.
Like,
that's
real
true.
Good questions, real good answers.
I do like to say we do have now 32 people watching across all platforms. And it doesn't always have to be Miss Bentley. All of you guys can chime in whenever you like. If Shogun is not your deal, I haven't caught up either, but I have definitely watched these next shows that we are about to cover. And I'm not sure what those are yet, if it's going to be Fallout or X-Men.
Real quick before we get there, heads up to everyone. Last episode of Shogun,
I didn't do one.
Highest rated one on IMDb so far.
Okay, and no action. You see what I'm talking about?
Oh man, we haven't been doing the IMDb scores in a while, huh?
No, we haven't. But you know what? We're gonna get back to those types of things because
we'll do a full series rating.
Because Jeff, not just the ratings. Jeff does a lot of research. He does a lot of hard work, and he likes to
just read the trivia, man.
I know. Look, there ain't nobody else did it, so that means that's a lot of hard work. Let me tell you something. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And so I'm just saying we're gonna give him his flowers and make sure that we talk about those things at the end.
That's still true for you.
He says, prior watcher, you guys talk like you have sense, vocabulary, and comprehension. It's appreciated. You should see us when we're not drunk. It's,
I was about to say.
And also,
I'd love to see that.
Will. Oh my gosh. Black blushes too, right?
Well, that's usually the interview episodes were on our best behavior.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a
that is true.
Oh, well, you know what? I was on my best behavior. You know what? You're right. I'm not gonna lie.
When we do interviews, that's our best behavior.
Should we take that glove from KirstYn and
yeah, man. No, let's move it right on over to.
Yes, Fallout. What up?
Famously the theme song to Fallout.
Oh yeah, we talking Fallout later on. You guys who are looking at the description and wondering what the fuck's going on, why are they talking about Fallout yet? Well, we will be talking about Fallout right after this topic, because right now we have to move on to Disney's X-Men 97 episode 5.
Remember it.
The name of the episode is Remember It.
Oh man, obviously a reference to one of the more popular, but one of the lines I always thought was corny as fuck from the original X-Men series, where Gambit says, "The name is Gambit. Remember it."
And then he blows somebody up.
Blows somebody the fuck up.
He kills them.
Well, he's not gonna remember it.
He's not gonna remember anything because you killed him.
But no, it's definitely a really emotional episode. It seems like a lot of people are digging this one. It seems like an action-packed one, but it is actually more contemplative for the most part until we get to the end.
Which is very 90s X-Men animated series.
Absolutely.
They had episodes that were very like introspective for the characters, especially a lot of the Wolverine episodes. And then at the end, though, they hit you with that shit. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Gene. Gene.
By the way, heads up to the group. I am going to be asking you what you think the rating of this one was at the end.
Yeah. We're definitely doing on this. We haven't done it all year.
I feel like I already know it's fucking peak.
Yeah, right. Come on. This has got to be the zenith of the show so far. But think about it. Everybody loved this episode. And how many more episodes we got?
You got 5 more.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, this is insane. So I have a lot that I want to get to because the writer for this this series and season 2 as well, gentleman who got fired, what's his name? Delroy?
I forget what his name is.
Johnny Depp.
No, man, I forgot his name. That's disrespectful.
The dude with the OnlyFans?
Yeah, the dude with the OnlyFans. Yeah. Our black brother. We should not be black. We should know this nigga's name. I forgot his name.
Oh my god.
It's Delroy, whatever it is.
Is it really Delroy?
Well, his last name is Delroy.
Oh, I thought
It's Delroy.
Bo DeMaio.
DeMaio.
Okay.
You know what? Whatever. Hey, I was closer than y'all. Y'all didn't even want to jump out the window.
I didn't even guess. But no, the fact that
he spoke out for the first time. He spoke out for the first time since the show came out, right after this episode dropped. So we'll get into that a little bit. But
he knew he was waiting for this episode.
He's like, I gotta wait till they get past the Jubilee episode at least, and then I'll say something because people gonna be hating on me after the Jubilee episode.
Right? I'll wait one more week.
Right.
But I'm gonna go with Terry. Terry, what'd you think about this episode?
Congratulations, you have picked the person that did not watch this because
Legend continues.
Yes,
I was hoping for it too. I was so hoping for it.
That is so crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all know this, but look, you gotta go take a shot right now. When we pick somebody who had. We never know which one of us hasn't seen the show that we're covering. So sometimes, hey, look, 2 seasons ago it was Jeff. Like 2 shows ago it was Jeff. You never know. You never
week to week. Yeah, actually, it's like, I didn't watch it this week.
That actually can happen. That has happened.
Bentley says, "I don't know what Bo DeMaio did. Bring that Joker back. I don't care who he showed his dingaling to or who he was mean to. He is killing this writing."
And that's why they got rid of him.
I don't care.
Showing his dingaling to somebody because, like,
I mean, this is what it looks like when you Google his name.
About, like, how he got let go.
That's basically what is. So this is basically what his stuff looks like. It's not like if you look at any football players, if you look at any football players, IG or OnlyFans for that matter, you're gonna see the same thing.
But I think this is more so not what you would think a writer of X-Men
would be. Like erotic art that was on his OnlyFans.
First of all. Just because he's black, first of all, he's black. Yeah, we wouldn't think the writer of X-Men would be black, first of all, just because racism. But also,
one of the main guys on the original show.
Nine. I can't believe you, man.
No, I'm just saying. So he had scrubbed all this stuff off before he got fired.
Yeah, like his profile was. I remember we tried to go to his Instagram before. And we couldn't get to it.
Yeah, because I was breaking news. Remember, I was breaking the news by him shutting his Instagram down and shutting his Twitter down. It was because he was anticipating possibly being able to keep his job. But then when it came out,
was a beefcake.
Yeah, he's swole as fuck.
All right, we got it.
I'm sorry. He's a beefcake. It's just like all like shirtless pictures in X-Men.
Right. Yeah. So my thing is if his I'm not an OnlyFans subscriber of his, but I'm assuming that his OnlyFans were a little bit more revealing than that.
Apparently, it was art. It was all his drawings, but like X-rated version of it.
I got it word from Black Gay Comic Book Geek did a video about this.
Friend of the show.
And friend of the show for real. Now, we joke about that with 99% of the people we say that with, but actual friend of the show, Black Gay Comic Book Geek, said that he was a follower of both his Instagram and his OnlyFans, and DeMaio followed or follows Black Gay Comic Book Geek on Instagram as well. Like they have had conversations back and forth. So I am just saying, I think that based off of what he has said and based off of what Bo has and hasn't said, I am going on the limb to say, yeah, it was the OnlyFans that got him fired, but only because, yeah, he had it way before, like even
they
when he
even
was
hired
doing
him.
right, he was doing other shows and other movies that he worked on. But
shit.
also, like Alex just mentioned earlier, he saw a writer at Comic-Con. I guess that was off pod, but he saw a writer at Comic-Con and they were like extremely surprised that he knew who they were, because writers are very much so unknown.
Yeah.
But he was getting extremely popular because he's a black man writing on a Disney, Marvel, X-Men reboot. So so like it, it was a lot of eyes on it, and you can tell by the way that they wrote this series, or the way he wrote this series, they have been trying to make sure kids will watch this, and introducing and explaining the characters from the past, to make sure but also make sure that we can, as people who have grown up with it already, we are just able to enjoy and jump right back in. Right. So I think that they were just trying to save face. I mean, there's no other way to say it, right? They was trying to save face. This is bothering me.
And we've seen Disney.
Well, so real quick, actually, I got something that reminded me of something. So I have on multiple occasions spoken to, I don't want to say their name. I have on multiple occasions spoken to someone who is a writer for Marvel Comics. And this person made a comment about how they don't like to get drunk in public because they don't want to chance a certain mouse-themed corporation getting upset and taking lots of stuff away from them. And that's just drinking in public.
Well, when you sign a contract with Disney, you're a Disney character. You're not just like a Disney.
Exactly.
You're not an actor. You're not a producer. You're a Disney character. And the production of Disney exists outside of the production stage. When you're a Disney, when you work for Disney, you're presenting a existence that's not real. It's
Jeff, can you talk about or reveal how long they've been or when this happened?
So I heard these comments about 2 years ago, and this person is a very big writer in the Marvel universe. They've actually written multiple Avenger character titles. So say Captain America or Spider-Man or something like that. Not necessarily those ones, but other Avengers characters. And they've actually written two storylines that spanned the entire Marvel universe. So they're big. They're a very big up and comer. So, well, not even an up and comer. They're there already. And that person was like, yeah, I just don't want to be seen drunk in public because I just don't want to take, not even hey, falling down or puking, just
yeah, because we've all seen candid photos of celebrities, and this is also nothing new.
I love them.
This
candid
is also nothing.
Is a very good way of saying revealing.
Well, not even revealing.
No, shut up. My joke is funnier.
But and this is nothing new that Disney's done. There's a laundry list of creatives that have been fired from Disney just because of stuff that has gone on in their personal life.
Me.
So that one time you played. You worked for the Bikini.
I'm joking.
Mouse.
I used to
work for. I used to be Justin Timberlake's assistant.
I would change my life for the mouse, for real. Okay, so how about we just get to these comments from our correspondent here. Our correspondent here says he did do a season 5 outline. This is talking about, of course, our DeMayo, the mayonnaise guy. He did do a 5-season outline, and what has been overlooked and not mentioned is that he has already written season 2 and had plot in season 3 outline. Supposedly he was called into work on the upcoming season of The Witcher because it's been having issues and he wanted more money to continue with X-Men. Interesting. I think they are just grabbing low-hanging fruit. That's all, because they don't want to be called cheap.
Yep. I mean, that's probably what's, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, Disney's been trying to been talking about offloading ESPN and a couple other properties.
Mhm.
Like they've been trying to sell ESPN. They won't be able to do it because you just won't be able to do it.
Like who's going to buy it? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of reasons I can't even, that's a whole nother podcast. Check it out on the Bantha Bunch. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, every Thursday. But because I would find that to be more likely because Bob Iger has been tightening the belt, period.
Yeah.
So, and it's good. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Bob Iger is pretty much known for bringing Disney back. But there's another Bob that actually, it's Bob Eisner who actually brought them back. Bob Iger is just like a coattail rider, and he actually is the one that caused the big fall of Disney. I'm just saying what you're about to. We have ebb and flows in business, and what you're about to see right now is he's the guy they call in to fucking fire everybody and save money.
Yeah, there's a lot of insanity that's going on behind the scenes at Marvel right now. Like quietly, Ike Perlmutter almost like got rid of Kevin Feige a couple of days ago. Like that was almost a thing that happened. I can imagine what the MCU is going to be like after that. If that just went down.
Right. Yeah, because man, this is turning into the Bantha Bunch. But it's because Feige is apparently a very toe the line kind of guy, and he doesn't want to be the guy who interjects or tries to take any kind of power. He's not looking for the power grab. He's not looking for any rocking of the boat type situation. If he gets fired, he gets fired. He's made $100 million in his lifetime. He doesn't give a shit. So, but as far as how this season has gone and how this episode went, just to bring it back down to earth, DeMayo said that this episode, where we have a big devastating situation that happens with the Genosian citizens, because Genosha has just been brought into the UN. And so now it is part of the United Nations, for those who don't know what that is. We have all of these mutants, not every mutant in the world, but all these mutants are
all the cool mutants
coming and converging. Yeah. Beast wasn't there. Shut up. But no, they're converging into one place, a place where they can feel comfortable because they have people who are like-minded and look like them, right? Well, apparently DeMaio wrote that apparently he was a frequenter of the Orlando gay club that got shot up a few years ago.
Dude.
And so he knew people that lost their lives and had friends that went there, and he went there a lot. And he did a whole, I don't know where it is online, but he talks about this, and Genosha's destruction.
My algorithm is going to be all fucked up because I'm
yeah.
You can't go to the gay times and not have your algorithm.
I didn't know we were in gay times.
Okay,
but gay times sounds like, I mean, that's all over the place. Y'all got to come up with a better name. Gay times. How about the Daily Sun Gay Times or something like?
I have a Gay Times T-shirt now.
Now you just realize,
yeah, you do.
Well, no. I was like, I want to wear this shirt because it's rad, but is that cultural appropriation?
Cultural appropriation. Gay culture is just black female culture from the
70s. You are actually
pretty true, yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely
you are actually correct about that. But yeah, like as we are getting closer into the episode, because I did want to, because I did hear that and I wanted to bring that up later. But like just talking about
up the spice right now, since we talking about Bo and his big ass titties, we talking about
well,
it right now.
We didn't jump to Jeff. I mean, you watched the episode, right? Can you give us your thoughts about that? Like, what was your initial thoughts on this episode?
I mean, how do you not love it? It's got some I mean, first off, I'm a big Gambit fan. I think he's an amazing character, and I love everything they do with him. So this one just hit me so well without going too spoilers too early. But then also my other favorite X-Men or just mutant in general is Nightcrawler, and I finally got him in an episode. So that was good. This was just a good episode for it knew how to tug at our heartstrings. It's interesting because you again had that kind of 2 episodes. You had the calm, let's see Genosha, let's go to a party, and then you had the let's just kill everyone. But it was just amazingly done. This is the type. This is writing. This is how you write an amazing show, and just amazing. One thing I did not like: Rogue and Magneto being able to touch.
You don't like that? That's kind of like been a thing, though, right?
Well,
like
I don't remember it from the comics. I haven't read it. Was
so
because that was the thing is I read somewhere that Gambit's able to control his powers in a way that he could touch Rogue in the comics, which I never remembered.
I don't remember that. I just know there's a section in the comic. There's a bit in the comics where Rogue, man, KirstYn's gonna correct me on this. Now, I should have looked this up specifically before we started, but like I said, the notes are over there. So anyway,
I just want her and
Rogue
Gambit
and
to be
Magneto
happy.
end up getting together. They go to the
the cute little ball.
No, the world where the world where
Murder World?
the world where Sinister takes everybody. What's that world?
Savage Land?
Savage Land. So they end up living in the Savage Land, Magneto and Rogue, and they have a baby.
Okay.
So yeah, tell me if I'm wrong, KirstYn, but I'm pretty sure that is a case. There's a famous. So she actually, when she's giving that, thank you so much, KirstYn.
There's just like a little bit of delay, so like
there's a small delay for us, but you're absolutely right. And so the outfit that Rogue is wearing when she's explaining her backstory with Magneto to Gambit, that little frayed up outfit that she's wearing, that's actually the outfit she's wearing on the cover during that Savage Land series with her and Magneto. Okay. So you could probably look that up on Google, Savage Land, Magneto, and it should pop up. But
I did think that it was interesting the way that they did do that with their storyline, because there are certain characters like, well, actually a lot of the X-Men characters, but specifically like Rogue and like Magneto, they have it's pretty understood that they have gone through a lot of shit before we got introduced to their characters in the first episode of X-Men, and they always allude to that in like different flashbacks, like Rogue with her thing with Miss Marvel and Magneto with his relationship with Charles. But this is like a whole nother aspect of their relationship that seemed way out of left field when they introduced it at first.
They never had anything between them in the first series, though.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But now they can just be like, oh, well, this is a thing that happened. This is just not something we told you guys about. Like this is what something that did.
Also, it's not something I thought I think would have worked at the time, like in the 90s, like.
Yeah.
Also what I'm talking about happened, I think, while the series was on.
Ooh, so, that is brutal. If this is true, if this is literally the dress she wears is also the same one she wears for her first date with Gambit in the comics. That would hurt like a fucking knife. That would kill me, actually.
Yeah. No, I love that. So, like, I loved everything about this. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing that I didn't like, but in the sense that I was watching this, and we've been talking this long, we haven't even mentioned that Magneto dies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well,
and so I'm watching this whole time, and I'm like, Magneto dies. And we have a whole bunch of other. First of all, let's just start with where the shit pops off because we've talked about the connection that Magneto had with Rogue. Mm-hmm. We've talked about a little bit about Gambit being, disheveled, but he also handles it like a Southern gentleman for real. He's like, look, we gonna be friends, and then they go on and but we get Nathan's return. We get Cable's first appearance as Cable, but Nathan's second appearance in the show, and he is trying his damnedest to talk about to warn his mom, Miranda, that there's an imminent situation coming. Now, was really confused because I thought it was a nuclear, wasn't it? What's her name?
Miranda Pryor or Madeline?
Madeline Pryor. Madeline Pryor.
Okay, thank you.
White lady prior to being a white lady, prior to being Jean, or before she was Jean, she was Madeline, and then she was Jean, and now she is Madeline. But yeah, he gets there, tries to warn her, and then he just missed her.
Yeah,
reaching just out there.
It's like, and I thought it was Justice League,
and I thought it was like
came too early.
I thought it was like a nuclear bomb going off. You know what I'm saying? Like that was what I got at first because it was going off in the distance when he got there. But then when the fucking shit blew up and it was a fucking kaiju sentinel, like I was like, what the ape-leap bloop bloop.
Yeah, it popped off real quick, and like there was a lot of emotional stuff, and I do want to talk about the Cyclops and Gene of it all.
The Cyclops and Gene of it all. I like that. Right, that put that on a t-shirt.
So my viewing experience for this episode was kind of crazy because all like throughout the week, basically since it came on, people have been texting me saying like, have you seen that episode?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's nuts. It's macadamia, right? And I'm like, pistachio. So I'm like, okay, like, like I like the show. I love the show, but I just had to pick up, had, my friend come down and hang out or whatever. And we put it on. And humble brag, and
because he's got friends.
You're right, and so I had to actually like start it from the beginning of the series because she hasn't like watched any of it yet, and we like sat and watched it from. And like episode
how do you know I'm gonna marry a bitch if she watched the whole goddamn season of X-Men 97 with me?
I'm not gonna brag.
Did you guys?
You guys might meet her soon, maybe. Who knows? It was throughout this episode. I was like, okay, no, I love everyone getting together. I love that Genosha's like, been kind of like sprinkled in and that we're actually like finally there and we're getting Nightcrawler and all of these. We got the Blob, or not the Blob, but like the goo monster, the goo guy.
Oh,
that, his mutant ability is literally just
gross.
Because
his skin is just goo.
Yeah, he's just nasty. But I'm like, holy shit, all of these interesting things are going on. And the crazy thing is that like while I was watching the episode, like about midway through, I was just like, I like it, but like nuts is this crazy? And then it happens.
And then it got crazy.
And it gets fucking like jaw on the floor. Like I'm like gasping and like saying like, what the fuck? Like I'm saying what the fuck like every 10 seconds. During
to a Disney show, Disney show.
It was insanity. Go ahead. What did you discover here?
I just discovered some crazy shit, but I've go ahead and let.
Okay. Yeah.
Let
did
Jeff
you
go.
guys see the warning that the crazy shit was going to happen?
I did not.
Check out that link I threw in the private chat. It is 35 seconds.
When anytime somebody does some room shit, I gotta take a shot.
I did not.
Y'all both said I did not. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not.
So this is one I got from the trivia, and I had to go back and rewatch it. But there's in our chat, I threw in a link to a YouTube video. It's 35 seconds, and
we're gonna have to split it into 3 parts.
You see a pretty important figure in this shot. Right when Rogue's walking out of the room.
I know who you're talking about.
Is it a butt?
You can
break your heart in two.
I put it in the.
You actually don't need the volume on it.
We be friends, mon ami.
Oh, Jeff, are you talking about? I put it in the promotion for this, the promo card for this episode.
I might have. Well, right there.
Yep.
I didn't even notice it until I read that trivia.
Shit!
Hold on now. Go back
Alex,
and look at my fucking.
Is that?
Assuming there's a phoenix.
No, hold on,
Watcher.
No,
is that the Watcher?
It's a Watu.
It's the Watcher. The Watcher.
It's the fucking
please
Watcher.
Go look at my shit. Please go
that
look.
Is
I just
pull up that
wait.
The one on Insta.
That one the one on Instagram. I fucking posted this shit, and I was hoping that one of y'all would say something. Nobody said anything.
I don't have Instagram up. Hold on. Let me do this.
What is this?
I'll pull it up. But no, that is.
Oh man, dude! When someone pointed that out, I was like, no.
That is subliminal as fuck.
The fucking Watcher.
Yeah. What the fuck?
That's also one of those ones where it's like, hey, comic book fans.
Oh my god, it's gone now. Hold on, I'll send it to you.
I was gonna say I didn't see it on there.
It was in the. I'm sorry. I'll explain.
The
later.
way you had to have it in the you saw it in the trivia. That Watu was in there.
When I was reading the IMDb trivia, someone says around the 20-minute mark, and it's if you guys are trying to find it on your own, if you're watching it, the video straight through 20 minutes and 40 seconds. That's when that pops up.
The Instagram chat.
That was one of those things where I just, man, that is
I made it a GIF.
A great point to throw in. GIF. And it is 100% for us comic book nerds. I loved it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where most people are not going to notice that. Especially
you can download it. It's a GIF, so it'll actually play if it's
It'd probably be better if it was a GIF.
GIF. That's what I said. I said both already. I've said both today.
It's supposed to be
you said both
right?
multiple times. The guy who created it calls it a GIF.
Okay, so like right there, like so.
I subtly put it in there because I was like,
bro, I didn't even notice that.
I don't want people
that is
to really
too subtle. I did not see that at all. That's crazy,
hey, baby. But they put it in there subtle too, so that's why I put it in there subtle because I didn't really want to be spoiling it for anyone who hadn't noticed it. Right?
I didn't realize any of that. That is out of control. And they said, Filmage says, this was a mind-blowing episode. Magneto having PTSD flashbacks of being in a concentration camps was a level of dark I didn't think Disney would push. That it was pretty crazy.
And he was whipping him with the train, which is the train, the Holocaust train, and the whipping.
Dude,
crazy.
He said they will be avenged, and then fucking threw the train. And
my god,
it was like
literal chills.
Yeah, what's going on? It was intense.
And nine to think like 4 minutes earlier, you're like, why is everyone saying this episode's nuts?
Right, exactly. Like it just comes out of nowhere. Where I was just like, okay, there's just like. And I should have known, like, you can't have the X-Men ever be happy, really. So
they're like Spider-Man; they're not allowed to be happy.
Right. Ms. Bentley says, if you rewatch episode 1, when Madeline has the vision, you hear the music in that is playing, and hear Cable as the figure in Dust saying, "I'm sorry." Very cool. Oh shit!
Okay, I'm so glad that she brought that up. Only because it's only relative, because I've had this little fact that I just found out. And it's only relevant because it's not the way they spell it. Google, brought it up. The way Marvel spells it is M-A-D-E, made. Y-N-E, not like Y-N, like we would normally spell it, like a regular human being would spell it. But I looked up what was the suffix Y-N-E. What does that mean? And it's like a chemistry term meaning forming names of undersaturated organic compounds containing a triple bond, which would be
shit.
Which is why she is a clone. So she is made Lynn. And that is why her name is not spelled the way it's like Madeline would normally spell. And she's prior. She is the prior version. So therefore she is made Lynn Pryor. Whoa, son!
I'll tell you what.
I should have hit the X-Files on that shit.
Right.
I'll tell you what. A lot more thought was put into that name than Bruce Banner and Peter Parker.
Yes, because these names came in the 90s. Her name was created in the 90s. Those were created. Those are
definitely more than Fing Fang Foom.
I just to bring it up for a second, I just heard the theory that the Joker's name, character name in the Joker movies, Arthur Fleck, is supposed to be like a sneak diss at Affleck as Batman because it's A.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I was like, that's
kind of crazy.
It's over the top as well, Batman. By the way. Like, I don't think he was a good Batman. I just don't think he was as bad as people make him out to be. So therefore, it makes him
he was a good Batman in bad movies.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, he never got his own Batman movie. Yeah, like, fuck it.
That. We're talking about the King. We're talking about.
But at the same time, I know that Alex definitely does not watch trailers. Just like a brief moment. Joker trailer, up or down for everybody?
I'm going to tell you why I think it's a down, but you go ahead, Jeff. Up or down?
Didn't watch it. The first one sucked so bad.
Good. Yeah, I love that. But I watched it because we watched it on the Drunk Banthas Bantha Bunch show. But I didn't like it because now you're going to try to act like it's a Batman movie. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Now you want to act like it's a fucking Batman. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't see. Well, anyway, it's an up for me. It's an up for me. I cannot wait for Gaga to be singing her heart out.
I give it 2 thumbs down.
And then Bentley continues to say that entire vision scene definitely has a lot. It shows the real Jean awakening, brief glimpse of a red diamond, a mass obliteration, things that have all occurred now. Yes. And the fifth Bantha says, KirstYn, I did notice that and didn't have a clue why he said it. Then when this episode aired, I lost it a bit, and that's probably from Cable, saying, I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry.
Or,
it was very hard deal to go, hard to go through. But he also mentions in the first series, like in the 90s, he mentions that when we first see Cable, they showing him who the X-Men are, and they mention Cyclops and Jean Grey, and he goes, "Yes, I know about them." Like, it was weird, but it was like it passed. Like he's like, "Yes, I know about them." So this one is more, more abrasive in that moment, like where they're like, "Mom," like he says, "I'm sorry, Mom."
And he's a very stoic character. He's never really like that emotionally vulnerable. So it's good to see even just a moment, because a moment is probably all Cable can spare in his whole entire life.
Show of hands. Show of hands is including the chat. I want to see some hands. Who had a Cable action figure? I want to see a show of hands right now.
I played with my brothers.
That's right. we had
These are the only action figures I ever got.
Oh, the dragon. The ones that don't move.
Oh no, they were articulate ones. Like you they were like,
I had the shitty DBZ ones.
Yeah, I was about to say we grew up a little older than you, so we had the shitty ones that don't move. Ain't no action; they was just dials.
Yeah, there's basically statues with rubber arms.
Exactly, statuettes.
Yeah.
They call them statuettes.
I had to beg my
did you have the
parents
ones
to
where the
get
arms
me
could just
them
go like
off of
this?
eBay. I had to beg my parents to get me them from eBay because they were like literal. Like I don't even. I think I gifted them to like a younger kid, and I'm fucking pissed because he probably
go
just
find that kid and beat him up and take him back.
Yes, you know what, KirstYn, great point. I can tell you've been rewatching just like me. Gene probes Cable's mind also in the original, and it shows Madeline and Scott. Yes, I was gonna bring that up as well. Like she, so that's what's kind of. I think the reason that they got rid of Jean's memory, like, oh, Jean doesn't have her memory now, because she should know all of the things that are going to happen now, because she already probed Cable's mind years before. You know what I mean? So now everything has to be hazy. And the first episode, I was wondering, why doesn't Jean know, like, what's going on right now? She's about to have a baby. She should know that it's Cable. But that Gene wasn't the one that touched Cable's head and got his memories.
Right. And, you know, I kind of like usually take those kinds of things as like a very Yoda, like, oh, the future and clarities. You know, it's like, I don't know what's like, maybe I got some visions of what it is, but I don't know.
But George Lucas ain't writing this. So that's why George Lucas say, oh, it's the Force when he don't have no explanation for what the fuck happened. It was the Force.
But this is a night, like, you know, X-Men has always been even in the comics. I remember my aunt, who was a huge comic book X-Men comic fan growing up, and
Uncle Albert.
Yeah, Uncle Albert. And one of the things they always said, even as kids, is like X-Men is a soap opera. It has a very soap opera way of telling their stories, and they will have these really long arcs where maybe they don't even know where it's going to land, but they end up being able to tie that loop.
And this episode was definitely that. It was the soap opera part, because who in here didn't feel something when Gambit and Rogue are having that heart to heart, when they sitting there having that breakdown of how their relationship has gone. And also at the same time, if you've never seen this shit before, if you've never seen none of this shit before, it still played out hardcore for you. Like, it still plays to your heartstrings, if you will.
Yeah. And Jeff, I'm curious how you felt about it, but I've never been that huge of a fan of Gambit. I liked that, or his relationship with Rogue. I saw a funny tweet that somebody said #Mona Me Too.
No, you know what? I think that shit's stupid.
I just thought
because
that was funny.
First of all,
wait, what? Of what?
They're trying to say that Gambit's creepy and so #Mona Me Too.
Yeah, I just think it's more of a funny tweet than anything.
But that's actually one of the funny things. So I got a point. All right, so first off, before I point this out, talk about all those dope X-Men toys. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Sideshow Collectibles. Bro, they do some insane like statues and figurines and stuff. And they've got an amazing Gambit one out now. That's only $300. Anyway, so it's insane how well. So they've got I'm
gonna bleep out the name of this place. That'd be more work than I'm willing to put
They've got a $100 statue of Gambit right now, and it's the show version of Gambit. And it looks so good, I might fucking buy it.
What's the name of it again?
Sideshow Collectibles.
Sideshow Collectibles. Y'all better fucking sponsor this video. What the fuck wrong with y'all? Y'all better. We just gave y'all a good drop. No interruptions. It's like
they put out some of the most amazing statues you'll see. Like, they had one of Spider-Man 2099. No joke, like this big, coming out of a time portal. It's insane. Anyway, so all that being said, so that's the funny thing about Gambit, Alex, is that Gambit should be creepy as shit. The way he talks, his even his accent's a little like, Watch out for that guy. But the problem,
what is going on here?
When I was watching with my friend, like on the first episode, when he's just like cooking in the kitchen or whatever, and he's wearing the fucking crop top or whatever. She's like, what's going on with him?
That's how I dress.
Well, but here's the thing. On paper, Gambit should be creepy, but he's not. And
he's pretty.
Especially when it comes to Rogue, well, it's because he's genuine.
Right.
Like, yeah, he's kind of a tool, but you know what? Like, man, he's our tool. And he leans into it and he knows who he is. And that's why we love Gambit.
I genuinely want to fuck you. That's how he is.
I think for me,
I just felt some type of way with the Mona Me too, because it's like, yeah, all of y'all think it's creepy because you never talk to a girl. You never talk to a girl, so you don't know what the fuck a bitch likes and don't like.
The guys calling that one creepy.
Oh, it was. Oh no, the first person I saw was a dude. And I'm not gonna call him out because he's popular, but the first person I saw
Tom Hanks.
Was a dude. Oh man, Tom Hanks would never say such things. He's a friend of the show.
Well, my problem with or at least the reason I was super interested. One of the reasons I wasn't super interested in their relationship, like when I watched the show originally, was like I'm not a huge fan of will they won't they type stories, and even with this,
especially when you're 11.
Even with this twist where it's just she can't touch anybody, and he's infatuated with her, even throughout that, it just never, it never connected that well with me. But I really liked the way that this was, this scene between them was playing out, and how Gambit was seems pretty emotionally mature for the whole situation, and the dialogue between them is pretty rad. Like when they're just letting their feelings lay out to bear, and it was kind of gripping. I was like, man, I'm kind of satisfied with the way that this ended narratively, but it's so heartbreaking that this is kind of how it ended.
Yo, Christine, excuse me, I'm so disrespectful. Christine Bitley said Gambit is not creepy. That walking Jello cup on Genosha was creepy. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Glob. And his mutant ability is that light reflects off of his body in a way that you can see straight through his body instead of being able to see him in the regular state.
Awesome power. And
I think maybe he can transform himself into a regular person. If I'm not mistaken, but I'm probably wrong about that. Like he got inside outs showing.
He got inside
it's
outs.
Gross.
Right.
Let's. No, sorry, I was just gonna ask T what he thought about just the whole Rogue.
He hasn't watched it.
Didn't see it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck, I forgot.
I asked him that first. He's I won. I did a shot. Yeah, I gotta do another shot because of you. God damn it, Alex.
So I wanted to let's get into the action, because this is some of the best animation that I've actually I think this is probably the best episode of TV. Maybe Loki on some parts, but this is probably the best episode of TV that I've seen on what the fuck is okay.
I don't know what happened to him.
There you go. One of the best episodes of TV that Disney Plus has produced since its inception, I think.
I mean, you didn't see Willow though, right?
No. Did anybody?
I did. This is
okay. Was it a mistake to have seen it?
The TV show?
Yeah, the TV show.
Very bad. Yeah.
Buffy's best friend. Come on.
All mistakes.
Was so ridiculous. By the way, this video reference footage is coming from Ryan Airy.
Ryan Airy. Shout out to Ryan Airy. We never say fuck.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan Airy.
Oh, well, except for today.
It's tradition, isn't it? To say shut the fuck up, Ryan Airy?
It wasn't on this show until right now. Fuck you, Ryan Airy. No, I'm sorry. This is not necessary. It's so unfortunate for people to talk to him that way. He deals with a lot of anxiety, and I don't want to talk to him that way.
Don't want to add
you are a nice person, and also I want you to come on the show. Quit bullshitting.
They made you feel for Leech in this moment too.
Yeah.
Well, Go ahead, Alex.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that we're also talking about Invincible earlier this year, and I do feel like that the animation is like better, especially in the action scenes in this show than it is for Invincible. Like for whatever reason, maybe it's just they got longer time, so they can that pencil mileage goes a little bit further. But like I've been enjoying I'm pulling out industry words.
Ooh, shout out to Blake. Ooh,
no, but I but I really like the action in this last like 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
By the way,
club. I already mentioned
scene. I was like, I swear to God,
hours ago. No, I'm joking.
Go ahead.
This scene, I was like, I swear to God, if you're taking Nightcrawler from me too, I'm gonna be pissed. I was so worried that like,
he's still alive, isn't? Yeah, he was breathing. Alive. He was breathing. Dude,
I was worried it was gonna be something where like he rolls over and just like the entire back is just burnt away.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It felt like that kind of episode.
Gnarly.
Dude. I'm saying
just one of the speedsters was trying to run people out of Metropolis, and they thought they did.
Oh
and their entire back was just burned off.
Oh,
let me ask y'all a question. Well, how would y'all feel? This is first of all, I don't think that Magneto's dead. No dead body, nobody, no death. Right. That's comic book.
He is, but I have
rules.
Well, like it is like
no body, no death. That's comic
not
book
looking so good.
Look. Look, nobody, no death. It's television rules, especially comic book rules. Nobody, no death. But what would y'all feel like if Gambit wasn't dead? Like even the next episode, like Gambit didn't die. Like he almost died. Like she couldn't feel his body. Legit.
Well, they're going to probably
we're around like all kinds of mutants, right? Like
I think Nine figured out my theory.
I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm just curious. What do y'all? How would y'all?
Timey-wimey wobbly stuff is going to ensue.
Yep.
Yes. No, that's different than not. That's different. That's a different question. I said, how would you feel if when we get back next week, Gambit isn't actually dead? Like
that will piss me off.
He was almost dead. He was dead, but then he's not dead.
Mostly dead.
He was only mostly dead. Like we do this post and drunk.
Well, I guess it does like have the thing because like if they're going to do a season 2, which I hopefully they'll do, but like if it's not DeMaio writing it, then it's probably not going to be.
He wrote season 2
any
already.
Weird.
He already wrote it, so that's
right.
They'll just they'll use it, just don't credit him.
So yeah, we can.
He's getting credit and he's getting paid. That's why.
So then, like, Gambit has to come back. Magneto has to come back. All of these characters have to come back if we are getting season 2, season 3, or whatever, and they're going to go do the full damn thing. But
so it sounds
which is
like
something that I'm okay with it. Okay.
It sounds like a melancholy. Like I'm good with it because it's comic books, but also I would be mad because what the fuck, you took me through this emotional drudge, and now you're gonna just.
I shed a couple thug tears during this episode.
Right.
Well,
so yeah.
Hold on,
so
you
that's
gotta put
the thing.
Film Age's comment.
It's
back
fine
if.
Magneto's coming back, Gandalf the White style.
And then Nightcrawler is going to be on the team by season end. Can't wait for that. I do agree. I agree that Magneto isn't dead. I wish there was some way for Cable to save Gambit. Yeah, Gambit is actually kind of like the one that actually might die.
Right.
I read something about that, even though I have not been watching the show, but this theory made sense to me. And they said that Gambit is going to come back as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Jesus.
Well, that would also make sense comic-wise.
That would be crazy.
Right? That's why I thought it was the cool theory. I was like, oh, yeah, that happened in the comic. I know about that.
I'm not mad at that. You know why I'm not mad at that? Because that would solidify my prediction of Apocalypse.
He coming back.
That would solidify my prediction that Apocalypse is going to be at the end of this season. But Jeff, how you feeling right there? Let us know how you feel about that.
So that's the thing. It's fine and it works well. If like last episode or even the second to last episode, the time traveling brings Gambit and Magneto back. It is not fine and it is just shitty writing. If No, everyone just thought they were dead. No,
Yeah.
no. Fuck that.
I don't think
like,
that's what's
you can't do
happen,
that one episode to the next. Just like, hey, good news.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there was even though they chopped off his head, he was still alive. Silly enough. Come on.
Well,
Which,
they
by the way, that's what happened in the Jurassic Park books. Ian Malcolm dies in the first one, and the second one opens up with him and getting interviewed, and the interviewer being like, "Now it was reported you were dead," and he's just like, "Yeah, I don't know why people are saying that."
Clone.
That's it.
No, yeah, I don't feel like that's what's going to happen, but I had to ask because we've had situations like that in recent memory.
Property.
Exactly, in other properties. In recent memory, most recent memory I can think of is like Immortal on Invincible season 1.
Dude, you got better. You got even more recent.
I'm saying that's the one I don't remember. Well, Rexplode, yeah, I guess we were led to believe that he was possibly dead. So
he got shot in the head.
Yeah. No. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great.
Like there was definitely. There was never.
Definitely.
I haven't caught up with Invincible either. So fuck.
Well,
I did not know
spoiler.
Explode got shot in the head.
Trust me, you got a long ways. You got a lot of other spoilers that we ain't even spoiled.
Well, to take it into another,
look at Grim. What's happening?
Green.
Dude, love your fairy tales.
Talk about another example,
Andrew Brothers fairy tales.
Gamora in Avengers Infinity War. She died. She died in Infinity War, and she obviously came back. She's a real person.
Right.
Only reason that doesn't fit is because everybody knew she was going to be in the next one, so that's why that didn't. That's why that was done.
Right. That was one of those things.
But she fucked that up though.
Right.
What's her name?
But it was smart making her not the same Gamora.
Sorry.
But like,
Alex, to your point, Alex, hold on. To your point, Alex, that is a thing that happens in comic book trope lore. But to bring us back to this episode, what was you about to say?
Bring us back. Just because it says Grim says what to do. We are talking X-Men right now. We will be talking about Fallout later. There's 33 people watching across all platforms. We love that you're joining us tonight.
Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We get
you're here hanging out. We love it. And yep, White Magneto. I forgot about that outfit. Oh yeah, like it could come back on some great the thing is when Magneto comes back from this, and actually let's talk about that Magneto death scene because that's when I was just like,
well, what were you about to say about
what? What this? This is Bentley saying it's been confirmed that there will be a new team by season end. Supposedly Jean Grey dead and Beast joining Avengers. Okay.
Well,
Emma Frost getting Diamond Mutation join team along with Nightcrawler.
I can tell you right now that we're going to need new members because we just had 2 of them fucking die. There's 2 free spots.
Bye.
Well,
and by the way, how cool was it that Titan Sentinel had Omega Killer mode?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like that,
dude. The blast
that was dope.
He was giving off, and the animation that was happening with that was so breathtaking and like sweeping.
Right?
I was just like, "What the fuck is this thing?" and like Gambit describes it as like a kaiju or Godzilla.
Godzilla. I said kaiju.
Godzilla level Sentinel, and it just comes out of nowhere, and I really want to. But like, talking about the
where are you going? Fucking nowhere.
Fucking nowhere.
Oh, shut the fuck up right there.
So I've heard some scuttlebutt about since Leech with his powers. Is this because do you think he's diminishing Magneto's powers and that's why he wasn't able to defeat the Sentinel in this moment?
No, he can control turning people's powers off. Because he doesn't turn off the Warlock's powers, he turns off people who are around the Warlock's powers.
Right.
So
and he can negate Rogue's powers too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And I feel like he could probably handle Leech's powers. Yeah. But at
also,
the same time,
during this whole thing,
Magneto
he's got enough power and mind. Yes. But he's also got enough power and mindset
saving them.
to save. Yeah.
Yeah, that is insanity. And so like just the fight that he was like putting up in that moment and how fast everything was moving, people are just dying left and right. It was amazing.
Okay, I'm glad we got all the amazings out of the way because I'm gonna tell you this shit was stupid. This
what was
right
that
here
Sentinel
was
made
fucking
of?
dumb. No, this was dumb. This was fucking dumb. Let me tell you why this was dumb. This motherfucker was holding the force field up early before there was anything to hold up and block. So he's just standing there when they could all just be leaving. We could be, or he could be fucking floating off because
I don't know,
we
man.
know. No, we do know.
He knows it's coming.
We can pull up the fucking. You want to pull it up?
He's floating off, and it
I don't
hits,
have the
and he's
episode
like a
downloaded.
No,
That's why I'm using other people's footage right now.
He's literally just before the Sentinel Kaiju starts blasting them. When he's sitting there with a fucking dome of magnetism blocking them with a shield, there's nothing coming down on them for the longest. All he has to do was just float into the air. Maybe move around a little bit. Let's dodge instead of block. Like, goddamn, hit the fucking up button.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't do anything, and that was the one thing that was fucking stupid.
My boy is tired.
Every time in an X-Men movie, when like people are using their powers, honestly, there's always a moment where I'm just like, well, you could use your powers in a different way, and it would have been like a lot easier. But we gotta suspend our disbelief. These are mutants with crazy fantastical powers, so we do have to suspend our disbelief a little bit. But
it's just the writers be hype and don't be thinking about that. In my opinion, I think that people don't be thinking about that shit. They just I gotta write myself out of this situation, regardless. Like, or even if they do think about it, it's like, look, I gotta fucking get out of this.
The story must continue. So.
I remember reading a Green Lantern comic. I remember reading a Green Lantern comic when I was a kid, where Green Lantern, like a guy's got a gun, and Green Lantern just like puts a giant glass bottle around his entire body, so the bullet ricochets around and ends up hitting the gunman. And literally, then everyone is sitting there like, why didn't you make this? Why didn't you make that? Why didn't you make this? And it's all like, I'm sorry, it was split second, and I just had a moment to do it.
Right.
So there's also that aspect,
Yeah. And it's just like, like I'm trying to protect all of these. But at the same time, when he's like speaking, what was this, like some fucking Yiddish or whatever, and like the captions show up and it says "Don't be afraid," and then it's just and gone away. I was just like, what is going on here? And then
Magneto dies a liar.
You should be. You definitely should be. Damn it, Ryan Airy. I should have downloaded the episode. But yeah, Gambit's sacrifice on this.
You could just
was so badass
the entire time. I was like, it's not organic. Just charge it.
But then he got fucking stabbed, and he's just like hanging. He's just like being pulled up in front of it, and you could see like the silhouette or like the eyes of it just looking at him while his body is just like in front, and he's just like slacked over, and he's just like, dude, my name's Gambit, remember the name, and then fucking destroys everything. I was like,
my name is Gambit.
That's I was like, dude, that is so goddamn cool. I love it.
Oh, that was the first time I've ever done a Gambit right there.
As soon as he got stabbed, I was like,
"The name is Gambit."
It's like you guys are fucked.
Yeah, I was like, it was like that White Kids, sketch. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Yeah,
you fucked up now. But no, it was like a tragic end for Gambit. Like, as much as I never really liked his, I wasn't a huge fan of him and Rogue's relationship. I always thought he had a super cool power, and like to your point, he's always been super genuine. So he's
been genuine.
Genuine.
Yeah, genuine.
Yeah, that's produced by Timbaland. But yeah, I thought this was a good way to
Mr. Magoo. People forget about Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo was lit.
I mean, you can just walk into any situation, to be honest.
Morgan said, the fifth Bantha, who is Morgan, said, Gambit has always been a favorite of mine. So this episode got me. Don't got me, get me. That's how I feel about my shows. Don't got me, get me. And they got me. Or they get me. Do they get me? They did get me.
They did get me.
So yeah, they got me and they get me. So man, damn, this episode was hard on me too because I knew somebody else was about to die. You know what I mean? Like, and I was thinking, damn, no way it's gonna be Gambit. He the only nigga left though.
And it was a really
and then it was Gambit.
That's him. And I thought it was like one of the more touching moments I've seen in like probably in like TV all year is the moment where like we talked about it a little bit earlier is when Rogue says like I can't feel you. And it's
just, you can light up everything in the world, but you can light up me. You could never light up. That shit was hard.
I liked like their conversation earlier. Like that moment where it's just like this the like we understand enough about her powers to know that if she's gonna touch another living being, she's gonna be sucking the life out of him. So
sucking the life out of him. That's what he wished she was doing.
Hello. And other things.
Hello.
The goat is here. Ophelius Maximus.
Yes.
Says, people should forget about Magoo. That nigga was whack.
Damn. So that means he
sure was Ophelius.
Like
he just heard my dick sucking joke.
I'm a Mr. Bean fan, actually. And then Bentley says it's already mentioned Storm and Magneto are Omega. And I completely agree with.
Yes.
Their powers are actually out of fucking control. I'm actually a little bit conflicted that Storm has lost her powers, but probably because like it's so much. But she continues, they continue to say, or Omega. So I think she's going to have an epic send-off. The images that have been in promos show her in a state of power on Phoenix level. When you're talking about Storm, I believe.
So Storm, that's my whole thing is they had to kill Magneto. They had to get rid of Storm's powers because they have established at the beginning of this series, the first 2 episodes, that they consider Storm an Omega level mutant, which they did not do in the original first 5 seasons of this show. They didn't do that. And they never even explored that she was even as powerful as she is. They touch on that at least 3 to 4 times in this series so far. Like they have expressed,
and she lost her powers in episode 2,
right? But I'm just saying, I call it the Captain Marvel effect. You can't have this character in this show too much or this movie too much because then it would just be like a 15-minute movie. Like, there's a threat. Now it's done. Okay,
bye.
Which, by the way,
so you have to create some kind of
big studio does that movie. My favorite movie ever.
Just like a 15-minute, just like
15 minutes.
Avengers Endgame, 15 minutes.
Just do a super scene at the end. That's it. That's it.
Eventually, like the workers at the theater are like, it's over. There's no after credit scene. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you bring Matthew Broderick out in a bathrobe to say for 85 minutes, go home. It's like so it's illegally at 90
we did get these scenes.
Mon ami. Gambit. The name's Gambit. Mon ami.
When I saw that light.
Yo,
remember it.
I just want to point out that the whole time
the anime level,
the whole time that this shit happened. Well, first of all, yes, first of all, like you just mentioned, this is an anime level of animation. People are complaining about the animation for that one reason, actually, but I don't have that problem. But also, the whole time that scene was taking place, Alex was like, "Man, what are you doing? Just Charge that shit.
Yeah, I was the black theater member in the 90s. It's like, why don't you?
Man, nigga, why
don't go in there?
Why don't you just charge that shit? Then he was like, oh.
Alex, I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Say that again.
I said I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I was actively like work computer on the ground, and I was actively screaming at my TV. I mean, I'm a good employee and always do my job.
You sound like you're betting on the NFL.
I try not to be that person too. It's like, you know what, let me be calm and quiet and not say anything. I don't want to ruin anybody else's experience from being a yelling nerd.
I had already seen it though, so he could just say what he wanted to say. I had already seen it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. At least they respect our opinion on that. Like, or at least respect our knowledge on it, because it's just like, dude. But this was just like, I was like, oh shit.
Dude, crazy haircut. Oof.
Let me tell you something.
I can't feel you. And that's the same thing that
they never did that in the first series.
But the thing that Storm said, like, I can't feel the breeze anymore. I can't feel the moisture. It's kind of like that same feeling. They're in their fucking bag. Like,
it's interesting that you say that, because the next episode is going. It's interesting that you say that, because the next episode is going to be all the Storm story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So if you were watching this like consecutively, like all the way through, like just straight through, then that would be one of the things that you would connect, because like it's like, I can't feel you, and then they're gonna go right into Storm. Boom. She can't feel the wind.
And that's been kind of like missing from a lot of like Disney Plus shows. It's like they kind of like are just kind of writing it from episode to episode, but it feels like they're actually like writing. Like,
I have a theory for that.
My guy fucking wrote this show with like intentions and like details and like respect for its audience, and I really, really enjoy that.
It's because, and this is not a race thing, this is more so class thing. A lot of the white writers, or even writers who are not black, let's just say it like that. If you're not Mexican or black and you're a writer in Hollywood, established, a lot of them stay away from things because they want to, keep their job, basically. Black and brown, like black and Mexican writers in Hollywood, when you get it, you might not ever get nothing else. So you have to literally, we throwing everything out here, because if they gonna fire me, they gonna fire me because I'm bad.
Yeah, it was a bad job, not because I held back.
Right, exactly. I'm not gonna be wondering like, if I did this, they would have liked this more. No, I'm gonna do everything I can do. And that's what DeMaio has done in this. He has done everything that he can do. He's gonna try to stay to as true as to what he feels the 90s was to him, right? Like, this series touched me in this way. And I'm going to go out here and touch me anyway. But I wasn't going to do it. No diddy, don't touch me. But yeah, it's just something about not having the room to fail, but also, if I am going to fail, I'm gonna fail at my own volition. You know what I'm saying? Jesus tits. We can hear that.
That sounded like a fail.
Sorry. I was looking for clips.
I was like, Jesus tits. This is a good time to read a comment.
Yeah.
The bit
right here. Read this first.
Okay. I just know that Bill and Alex talk loud as hell at their TV when the characters doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
well, it's mostly me, but yes, Alex also does it.
Morgan also co-signed on that, so I thought that was a bit accurate. And then Morgan, I feel like they really need to hire this guy back, as in my opinion, it's the best writing of anything produced under the Disney Plus Marvel banner. And I
agreed.
I do want to comment on that and like play a little devil's advocate, because Is it like
you gotta lay it down
everywhere? God, that movie's insane.
But does it hold up?
Future doesn't hold
Yeah,
up.
but does it hold up?
No, I
already got my answer.
Just play a little devil's advocate. Like I'm enjoying the writing a lot on this show, and I would love it if they brought him back. Like in the same way, like James Gunn lost his job for a while, and then they were like, "Oh wait, we actually like you. Come back and make more stuff for us."
Everybody loves you.
Well, it wasn't.
Well,
go ahead.
But
let him finish. Let him finish, Jeff. I'm gonna throw it right back to you, Jeff.
But I'll also say that like with people like to see that when a showrunner leaves, that's kind of like the death note for a TV show, but. Daredevil was one of the best Marvel TV shows that we got, and that had 4 showrunners in 3 seasons, and it's still every season somehow it ended up being really, really good. So,
and 90% of people don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah, most people don't really give a fuck, but for y'all 30% of nerds who actually like read like superhero hype every morning when you wake up.
There's superhero hype still exists. Jesus,
it still exists.
But Jeff, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, with him also being a part of the LGBT community, QIA plus, all
plus
the
one
letters, with him being a part of their community, I also could see him coming back just in the sense of like, hey, this is him having an OnlyFans. I feel like they would judge differently if he were straight. And I think they might give him a loophole because he's gay. And I mean, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't really care. The only thing I care about is get this guy back. I need more of this goddamn show.
That's the American way.
God,
I don't give a fuck if you
also
like Nazis. Fucking give me my X-Men.
I'm gonna stand against that one.
Again, when we're talking about because it's coming from a real place, like this whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept you, Pink News.
Pink News. That sounds like
first gay times, then the Pink News. You're gonna have some
so like it's this though, like it is coming from the Pulse shooting. He's like interjecting this feeling of hate, and like I think that is like so resonant and like beautiful, I would even say, that he is including that into its writing, because I feel like a little bit that's what the basis of X-Men is all about too, is a people trying to overcome the stigma. It's an STD.
Are you saying Jesus was a mutant?
But maybe
you're overcoming that stigma.
But like at the same time, it's just like
Now I know I wasn't listening because
it's like very much most likely, yeah. Like we can.
Fun fact: in the Marvel universe, Santa is.
Right.
Yes. That's a short on the Drunk Banthas. I did a short about that. Check it out.
But yeah, with the kind of just like being a celebration of happiness interrupted by just like some random brutal hate, right? And all of these like people and like maybe even like leaders of this community that they built just gone in an instant, and there's no like prior warning or anything, and it's just so
Madeline
prior warning, and
it all comes back around.
It's pretty crazy. Buddy. It's pretty crazy.
It comes together like butt cheeks, Jeff. That's exactly what happens here. I just want to get theories, just quick thoughts. What's happening next? Where do we go from here? Now, not necessarily where we go from the next episode. I mean, where do we go from this moment? Like,
right. This is episode 5. It's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
Episode.
How many episodes are we getting this season?
10, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And 10. I think what I've heard is that there is literally going to be like the last 3 episodes are going to be like a 3-episode like story arc. Part 1, part 2.
Tolerance and Extinction, part 1, 2, 3.
Movie. That is insanity.
Ophelia said, "Yeah, Jesus is a mutant. He turned water into Hennessy and had a fish fry with 2 catfish and 5
Listen, I just watched Clarence. I was watched the Book of Clarence. I just watched the Book of Clarence, and it wasn't that great. It wasn't that good.
No, first of all, I'm not talking about the book. I don't know nothing about the Book of Clarence, but let me tell you something. Othelia's just described our Saturday afternoon / night at my grandmama's house.
If Othelius was a screenwriter for Book of Clarence, that movie would have been at least 60% better. Like that movie.
You put me and Othelius in a room, we could have made Book of Clarence the best movie of 2000.
It sounds like he's writing a Book of Bantha right now.
Right.
The Book of Bantha.
The Book of Bantha is going to be a deep
all of our hostels.
Critics say, "Why did you guys make this?"
It is longer than the Bible.
If our podcasts are like 4 hours long, you imagine how long the Book of Bantha is.
The Book of Bantha would be like 4 things, but with, more comedy and more drama, but twice the amount of sex.
Let us know if you guys would want a Book of Bantha. We can start.
I'm probably going to start writing that tomorrow. Regardless,
we can put it in our shared Google Drive, and we can start putting notes in there right now.
Absolutely.
X-Men was written in response to the civil rights movement, but any marginalized people apply. And yeah, that's the beautiful part about X-Men. Probably because. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a very convenient Stan Lee propaganda type thing, because Stan Lee told a lot of lies back in the day. But I'm not saying it's just about civil rights. I mean, it's just there was so much going on at that time. I mean, there was a gay movement at that time in New York City, which the sexual movement that was taking place in New York City alone, which is what gave us porn as we know it today. So there were a lot of movements. Yeah, thank you. But there were a lot of movements that were taking place.
No, thank you.
In that time period, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And so they took from a lot of things, because Magneto and Professor X are usually in this country assumed to be because of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, but actually the creators, like the other guy who created the X-Men with Stan Lee, came up with it because of 2 Middle Eastern friends who were, one was Muslim and one was Jewish, and they had this one was Palestinian and one was Jewish, actually, to be more specific. They're from the 70s. I can't remember. They came before the Arab Spring. So,
and there's even the characters in RRR like sort of have that same
right fire and water type of the deal.
And that happens a lot in these complex issues where there's like a lot of sides that you can take, a more militant side, or a more not complacent, what's the word, non-violent, I guess you could say, pacifist, right, exactly, more pacifist way of thinking.
Yes.
And one of the most reasons, like, unfortunately, this is a timeless story. Like, this is of people being disenfranchised. And
shout out, Othelia says, shout out to Marsha P. Johnson. And I had to look that up to make sure I knew who that was.
The other day to somebody.
I had to make sure I knew what he was talking about. Yeah, that was on Netflix, because I was like, I think they had a documentary about that. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, because I went there and I was like, damn, is that place cramped to actually like go inside on like a popping Saturday night?
For the what for what?
Are you talking about?
Stonewall Inn.
Oh, the Stone. Okay, so the Stonewall Inn is still like popping and ongoing, huh? Yeah. There was there was a bit of an outrage in in Chicago, because a historically like gay bar just closed. It's called Berlin or whatever, and apparently it was like almost like
wow. I never would have thought they would have closed.
Athelia said that they closed all the real good ones out in Austin, though. I think they still got Oil Can Harry's is still left. Is that right?
Yeah, Oil Can Harry's is on its last leg.
I don't know what y'all are talking about, and I'm pretty sure most people don't.
Good.
I'm talking about gay clubs. I was like, oh yeah,
it's a very regional conversation.
Yeah.
Athelia says in the comments, Alex said that the last Airbender is the Messiah, and all I say to that
is be talking about Aang and not the original live action.
Lisa Nagaib.
God damn it.
Before we move on to Fallout here, we do long streams here. Before we move on to Fallout, I do want to talk about Bentley's theories because you posited that question for our chat. I truly feel that Jean Grey will die. She's DeMaio's favorite character. Did not know that. And besides Storm, Magneto is the only other Omega level mutant that term has been mentioned twice now. For Storm and Magneto. Mm-hmm. Yeah, specifically from Sentinels to
they're the only Sentinels. Omega level mutants other than Jean Grey, and her powers are diminished because of the lack of her memory.
Yeah, we got nerf
when she's confused. Bentley goes on to say, I think it will finally give the character some justice, bless you, finally power up and frees up a space on the team, allows the comic story of Emma Frost and Cyclops to get going. Oh, yeah, that does. Really does.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's
and then also Buddha Cafe. I think you might be new here, and they say hello, y'all. Yeah, let us know what you thought about this episode and everything.
Buddha Cafe, let us know. Are you new? Buddha Cafe, are you new? Or you've been with us for a while? If you new,
I thought we said we can't ask that question anymore.
No. I said don't ask us if we know. Like I'm gonna ask them. You asked us, and we was like,
all right. Well, thank you so much for. Thank you so much for joining. We definitely want to know your thoughts about this.
Also, liking your Galaxy profile pic.
5 minutes there. Yeah, I mean that's Buddha's domain right there.
Appreciate everybody who's watching right now. But yeah, let's go keep it moving.
Let's move on. If you guys,
just like to comment on to comment on the comment about Emma Frost and Cyclops. Honestly, I really liked there was like a Joss Whedon Uncanny X-Men storyline where that was my introduction because I jumped back and forth into X-Men comic books when I jumped into that storyline with them. That was my introduction to them as a couple,
right?
And their relationship.
That's when we started buying comic books.
Yeah, well, again.
Joss Whedon is kind of a goat. Like I feel like people put disrespect on his like it's the Whedon cut or whatever, Justice League or whatever. But still, he's put out some pretty cool shit.
He's put. It turns out he's kind of a dick of a person.
That's the reason.
He's a sucky human being, maybe possibly.
I guess that's what I mean. When I say fuck Joss Whedon, that's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Buffy was cool.
Buffy was cool. Angel was cool, and
Angel was cooler.
This story of a line of the X-Men was pretty cool. Like, and I really liked the relationship between Scott and Emma specifically because it was so weird and like toxic, but also like really fun to watch. Like you kind of got the sense that they were weirdly perfect for each other, but also
to me,
like because Emma does. Inspire Scott and like makes him want to be a better leader, and I think she does make him a better leader.
But I think that's why in this episode we were talking about this earlier this week, but that's why I think we have Emma was picking up on their wavelength because not because like Emma has met Jean Grey before,
right?
She in this series, you know what I'm saying? Like she's met Jean Grey before. She's interested in that character, so it wouldn't surprise me for her to be trying to read the clone's mind, right? Like to a degree, right? Like intercept any thoughts that she had going on. Because, like, well, what's really real with this bitch? You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like that's why they showed her that she picked up on that, because you could really show us that later in a flashback.
Yeah,
as subtle as it was and as detached as it was from the actual storyline that we have going on here. Because we didn't mention so far is Scott got caught cheating.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to that a little bit.
Scott got caught cheating, y'all. Scott got caught cheating. He was shaking the covers with somebody else in his mind.
In his mind. Athelia said Emma Frost waiting in the sidelines for Gene and Scott to break up is like Drake with Chris Browning.
Karachi. She got some Karachi. Let me tell you something, because y'all be fucking these same. Let me just give a personal shout out to all my black entertainers. All my black entertainers. Let me get the solo back. All my black entertainers. I just want to tell you right now. Stop fucking these same bitches. And stop fucking these same niggas. It's other people out here. This nigga right here, not fucking none of these people. Y'all can go fuck him. Or just stop.
Don't put me in that jackpot, Ricky Bobby.
Just find somebody else. Is all I'm saying. Is just like,
right? Why the only two bitches that they be fucking is goddamn Rogue and Jean Grey? Like, out of all the damn mutants that there are, that's the only two that they just.
There's a mutant out there that's got like some crazy pussy.
Because for me,
this is not a kid's show, by the way. There's a mutant out there that her pussy is probably the greatest pussy in the world.
Psylocke.
It's probably
Psylocke.
Yeah. Psylocke. Is it Domino because you don't never miss?
No.
It's probably Domino. Yeah.
Or you know who
Domino's
she just gets lucky. I don't like that. She just gets lucky.
Spiral with them 6 arms. I don't know what she needs 6 arms for, but I'm gonna think of something what she could do.
Hold on, put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. Let me find out. Let me find out you didn't tell me right now. Put it in the chat. I want to know, who would you slap cheeks with? Who are you trying to slap the most cheeks with in the X-Men comics?
And it can't be Rogue. Don't talk about my girlfriend like that.
Yeah, it can't be Rogue, or it can't be Jean, or it can't be Cyclops. So if we going men or female, you know what I'm saying? You can pick your shoes.
And full disclosure, honestly, full disclosure, the chat might not accept your answer. So say
the name. Okay, just say the name. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm only asking for the name.
We were just talking about earlier.
I said I'm just asking for the name. I don't know what you were thinking that people might say. I don't know. I'm just saying, just say the name. Because the name is all we need. That's all we need.
Anybody else think Beast could throw it back?
No, Beast ain't popping no cheeks.
I mean, he's like, I feel like he's got a good squat game, so probably.
I think he's got that good pussy.
Moira McTaggart is not a mutant. You got to name a mutant, sir.
Is she not a mutant? Or is she just magical?
No, she's a human. Moira McTaggart is a human. That's why Emma Frost is mad that she's there in this episode.
Psylocke, Filmage says Psylocke and Mystique as Rogue. What up?
Yeah.
This might be the most engagement we get asking this question.
It is literally
because Christine said something too, didn't she? Or no?
It's
that was Bud.
Because Moira McTaggart is in the films played by Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
Really
Rosebeard. Love it. Love Rosebeard.
Psylocke. I told you that was gonna be one that somebody said immediately.
You can't pick Psylocke though. We made that.
I said you can't pick Jean Grey and you
Jean Grey and Rogue.
Or Cyclops.
Kitty Pryde.
Cyclops. Okay. Oh, Cyclops. Okay. Storm.
I won't say Kitty Pryde.
But yeah, Storm can make it wet as fuck.
Okay, slow down. Yes, she can make it wet as fuck. She's the only one that nobody can be wetter than her in this conversation.
It can literally be
I don't want her to accidentally make a fucking tornado come through our bedroom.
You know what? First of all,
someone's got a lot of faith in his skills.
No more answers from us on this because we are men. We are men, so we're not going to talk about this. We would have to have some women to really continue this conversation.
Yeah. that's right. Because
it's a one-sided conversation that will get creepy at some point.
Let's
talking about having sex
on.
with
right.
Let's
one
move on to
one
peak.
last thing.
Okay.
We got to talk about the rating.
What is the IMDb score?
Got to look at the rating.
What do you guys think the IMDb score is?
She left it.
I have no idea, but I'm literally going to.
By the way, KirstYn, his name is Glob Herman.
How would that work?
He is a man. Oh shit! Glob, and how
that might be wetter than Storm.
Yeah, and he'd probably be a very thoughtful lover. You know, he's very
he's giving. He's giving, not taking.
Yeah,
that is
all right. So the score, the score's out of 10. The score's out of 10, and we got 4,182 votes.
I'm going 9.2 for my personal rating. This is a damn near perfect episode.
Let Alex vote real quick. He's gonna go pee.
I would say.
Good luck, don't fall in.
No promises. I would say 8.5 for me.
For yourself, what are you gonna guess it is?
And guess it's 9.7.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Go pee, nerd.
Terry,
you know what I like about you? You're nice.
So, Bill,
I'll throw in 8.3.
Cool. Last but not least, Bill.
Sorry, yeah, we were it was muted on purpose so that he could, move. I didn't know Nine gave his already.
Just get him some depends.
I'm going 9.9, and like that's my personal, and I would guess a 9.8, like KirstYn said here. 9.8 is what I'm gonna guess.
Bill and KirstYn got it. 9.8.
Holy shit. With 4,000?
9.8.
That might also
it's a damn near perfect goddamn episode.
It is.
Guys, that might be the highest rated anything we've ever covered.
I'm saying
we got a kite.
I think
it
this
is
might
definitely
be
the
one
highest
of the
rated thing we've ever covered.
I think this might be the best weeks of television that we've ever covered.
Yes.
Actually, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real, Nine. This is the best year of television that we've had in the last 3 years.
This is peak.
I mean,
peak
this is
television. Man.
We're talking about Shogun. We're talking about Invincible. What else did we do this year?
I mean, it'd be a perfect week if we just had The Idol this week.
Yeah, and congratulations, Ms. Bentley. I feel we need to send Bentley something, either some
KirstYn, go follow us on Instagram at the Drunk Banthas
or some stickers,
and we're gonna hook you up with some stuff. Just go over, hit us up on Drunk Banthas on Instagram. We'll get you linked up with everybody. We'll get you some Drunk Banthas stuff. We can see about getting you some pins and get you some stickers. You know what I'm saying? We get you that. Not that Nerds at Night. We get you that Nerds.
I'm not sending
you
this one. This is the only one I have, and I love it.
Get you the Nerds at Night starter kit.
These are all courtesy of let's do a little quick ad break while Alex is in the bathroom. Terry, tell us about the pins.
Well, they are my creation that we do for extra money here, but it is my full-time business, and you can find more of my pins at my Instagram at tpins. Or actually, that's the website. Why did I spell that wrong? Man, I'm bad. It's T-Pins CO for T-Pins Colorado. And of course, we got all kinds of pins that you can buy. Or if you have a company, you get your own pins designed for yourself.
Those are so dope.
Yeah, man.
Were those the Kappa pins, right?
Those are for Kappa Studios, and this is for the new Japanese language program. I'm actually out of those Squirtles now, but I just
that's why I'm keeping the Pokemon ones. I'm not going to send these off.
15 designs that'll drop next month.
I was going to say, Producer T, the ones you got coming out soon, those ones are fucking out of this world.
That's only like two out of. Actually, no.
You're gonna.
I love that.
You're gonna want
love
the Pride Month ones. The Pride Month LexCorp ones, especially when the new Superman drops. You're going to be wanting to rock that.
Watch they actually make that. Be so fucking.
Tyrell Corporation Pride Month. That's dope right there. That's some good shit.
I love the Skynet one.
Do I have the Skynet one available? I think I just had it here. Well, this is Umbrella Corporation, which is also fucking dope as hell.
Right. Quick shout out to Buddha Cafe. What do you guys think about the X-Men anime? I'm getting ready to watch them. I never watched it when it came out. It looked a little too over the top for me, and I love anime. But same as you, I've actually heard a lot of good things, and I'm planning on checking it out.
I watched it. I want to say I did watch it.
I mean, I think it's literally called the X-Men anime, isn't it?
But
yeah,
I gotta look it back up. Like, I have to make sure.
I definitely have not watched it yet. Is it a movie or is it a show?
It is a show, and it's just X-Men, the 2011 X-Men animated series.
Oh yeah,
and, I mean,
watched that.
It is just so anime. 10 episodes, 12 episodes.
Okay, so it's this. Oh, I actually am already kind of on board.
Yeah, it's a solid anime.
I'm kind of on board with this animation. Like, I think fucking Wolverine looks cool as shit.
Oh, I was thinking that about Cyclops.
Right, his visor.
They finally make him now look like a tool.
I like the wider visor though. I do like the wider visor. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so something I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about, Magneto being an Omega level and stuff. In the Ultimate Comics universe, Magneto actually goes so over the top Omega level, he uses his powers to grab Mjolnir, and then he uses Mjolnir to affect the tides. He floods all of New York, and he ends up killing like 8 major Marvel characters, including Charles Xavier and not Mr. Fantastic, Johnny Storm. Like, it's insane. He goes off the rails and kills a bunch of people, and then Cyclops takes his fucking head off in a very graphic display. It's awesome.
That does sound fucking pretty cool.
The Ultimate Universe was much darker. That's the one that killed off Peter Parker, so we finally got Miles Morales.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't like a lot of it, but
I did not.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I have thoughts. Fuck your thoughts, Alex, because we are moving on. It's getting pretty fucking late. We have way more peak to get to.
We also have an entire series to go through.
This is
let me tell you something, man.
Ridiculous.
This is why motherfuckers come here. This is why 36 people are fucking watching right now. This is why.
We had 40 at one point.
We did, but Alex hit the back button, and then everybody dropped from Twitter, and
motherfuckers can't hang
when you hit the back button. But then they came back. They came back 33 strong. So you know what I'm saying?
Like
look, but look, hey, I've hit it before when it was at like 200, and we came back with 156. But look, nobody's blaming nobody for nothing right now. What we're trying to do right here is talk to y'all about the 2024 smash hit television classic.
Set the world on fire.
Yes.
Oh,
talk about that timing.
That's
right. That's right, ladies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm enjoying this show a lot. Like me and Bill watched all 8 episodes.
I watched it. So technically, I watched 16.
Yeah, that's like balls. Yeah, and I did like when I was watching this in the first episode, in like the first 20 minutes, I was like, this feels like the 5th season of Hello Tomorrow. Like, this feels like if we were to fast forward like
Hello
into
Tomorrow. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that show's definitely gonna get canceled. But but like
just like this one.
This show definitely felt like it was like a continuation of that bleak pessimistic Jetsons sort of universe. And I'm knowing nothing about the video game, I was really excited about jumping into this world.
Oh, you knew nothing about the video game?
Well, hold on, because he would know more about this video game if he'd have been watching on Thursday the Drunk Banthas channel. If he would have been watching the Bantha Bunch show on Thursday nights with your boy Bill, 7 p.m.
Did you guys go over? Bill, on that episode, did you guys go over the other insanely good titles that Bethesda makes?
Who's Bethesda? I'm just trying to.
So Bethesda is the video game company that does Fallout.
And they picked up
Fallout.
But no.
So yeah, Bethesda is
they do
accompanied by Tom Howard, and they have made Fallout ever since 2007. So they picked up the series on Fallout 3 and made it a open world 3D and ditched the isometric value.
Changed the game.
Is that not
Obsidian? That's my.
Is that Obsidian? Is that when
Obsidian did Fallout New Vegas, which is kind of just a.
That's what I was asking. Like, did Obsidian get with them on 3, or did like that's what? So yeah, that's what I'm trying to clarify for those people who are like me, who are dummies and don't know nothing about that.
Well, so here's the other thing. Just real quick, Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, Prey, one of my favorite games, but then like some real huge titles. Wolfenstein, The Evil Within, Dishonored, Elder Scrolls, so all of Skyrim, and even Doom. These guys have made some of the best video games that are out there right now. And Fallout's definitely one of the big ones. Yes.
Jeff, you pronounced Dune wrong.
And you know what? No, I'm done. Bye. I'm out. May that knife chip and fuck off. Dude, so well done.
No, look, so
I hate you so much.
I do want to make sure we keep this to the series, given the amount of time that we have.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of going on.
We do have a lot that we can talk about, and we will continue talking about this on Thursday. The Bantha
This
Bunch
could
show.
definitely be like an episode within itself. Talking.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Series. This will carry on over till Thursday. Bantha Bunch show, 7 p.m. Pacific time. We'll get into the nuances of everything else, Easter eggs, if we don't get to all of those, and all that stuff, video game lore. All of that will be going down on the Bantha Bunch show Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. But
can we talk about this question?
Fallout Vegas? Or
Fallout 4.
No, we can't. We'll answer this question.
I actually just want to know Jeff's very quickly
because we got to.
I haven't played the
actual series. Okay, I haven't played them. So that is a question for.
Oh, you haven't played them? Okay, then that's Terry.
That's a question
because I'm pretty sure you told
me and Kirsten got into this because we're like the only two people who apparently just don't like New Vegas. So Fallout 4 was better than New Vegas.
I would say
we talked about this. We talked about this last Thursday.
We did talk about it last Thursday, but we got a little bit of a new audience, and I would say that Fallout Vegas has so many things that I love about it. I love that you could just kill everybody and that you could just like literally shape the story the way that you want it to be shaped and do whatever. But Fallout 4 was actually like the upgrade, and I love like the settlement building sections and like actually just the next gen upgrade to all of that stuff. Otelia says yup on that.
That's the exact
New Vegas equals Fallout 4.
So that's the exact opposite of what I was saying we're about to do.
Well, I just want to get my chime in.
I know. I'm just saying.
Get a quick chime in. Yeah.
I'm just saying we're gonna try to.
Bill, I got one more piece about the game and this is for our listeners, and that's just if you got a PlayStation, you can pick up Fallout 4 for $5 for the rest of the week.
And
$5. God damn.
Obviously, we got some Fallout game fans on the panel, and
you can check out all of our Fallout game lore on episode,
the last one,
12 or 13 of
while we were doing
right.
OJ.
But
some OJ talk was mixing that too.
Yeah, fast forward.
I am curious how you guys felt about this episode. And Terry, since you only watched the first episode of this show, I'm curious to like how you thought about the way that this show is introduced and how it's sort of like how it's adapting this lore from the video game.
I think it's so far so good is what I have to say about it. Like, I like when they were turning on the TV and they were like basically talking about the incoming nuclear war. You see like one guy, he's like, why the fuck, why am I doing this? Aren't we about to be bombed? And like no one's really still paying attention. And I like how they established that this character, that Walter Goggins character, was the Vault Boy, right? They basically said,
Yep.
They were trying to make fun of
Damn,
him.
you picked that up after you've only watched one episode?
I didn't get it
That's crazy because I did not pick that up.
I was gonna say,
same.
You picked that up after the first episode.
No, well, to be honest, I did feel dumb.
Saying, man, you fell
like,
off.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I did feel kind of dumb.
Do the thing, do the thumb.
I didn't feel dumb, and I did not catch that. I did not feel dumb at all. Did not catch it.
Well, like,
I didn't even catch it.
I'm in the same boat as Bill
basically
there.
wearing the same shirt. I didn't realize they basically wearing the same shirt right now.
They were like, hey, do the thing. They wanted him to do the thumb thing.
Right, yeah.
He explained it to his daughter, and I was like, yeah, that's the Vault Boy thing.
I think I've been to this house. The house that this is shot at?
This is a house
in
Hollywood
Hills.
For
no, I think I've been to this house too, though.
Bill, were you there before or after they set off the atomic bombs?
Right after, but
this is one of those properties that they rent out a lot.
The only reason I'm pointing out that I've been to this house, I think I've been to this house. I'm pretty sure Grim, he's not in the chat no more, I'm pretty sure, and Lil Frothy, she's not in the chat right now. But we stayed at this place, if I'm not mistaken. We stayed at this place, and it's next to the Hollywood sign, which is what we see later at the end of this series. We see the Hollywood sign brought to you by Nutco.
This is one of those properties you see a lot in movies and TV shows. Like I feel like this is in the first episode of Loot, the Apple TV Plus show. I feel like this is the same property. Yep. So you see like these like sort of hillside villas a lot in these kind of shows. But I'm curious how you guys felt about like this opening scene specifically.
Well, with this scene right here, what I thought was really good and why we gotta talk to this set designer was that camera he has in his hand. Is the same little fucking camera that because you always find
in the game,
junk that you can like strip for parts and things. And that's the camera you would find. There's the beer bottles you find every fucking where.
You're right.
And it was like just like the little things that were in the house.
It's the little things.
These are all the old remnants of shit you be finding throughout their world. The TVs look exactly the same. How they look, the cars are looking exactly right. I was like, that's why I really got to talk to this set designer.
I'll play the scene real quick.
Give a Cooper. Let's get a picture.
You bet.
Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, the camera. That's the fucking camera.
Do your thumbs up.
See, dude, the one he said that.
No, demonstrated everything. I prefer not to if that's all right.
Why not? That's what you're famous for.
That's what he's famous for.
We gotta get this rodeo on the road.
I felt dumb when I didn't pick that up. I was like, oh shit.
I didn't feel dumb because he's I felt like
Nine's a video game player, so it's just like
I should have saw.
So
because like it did,
as we talked about on Thursday, I've seen this game played to goddamn completion a couple of times. I've literally watched this entire game played, and so the only reason I didn't feel stupid is because they definitely do a good job of displaying that Cooper is a retired actor, a former actor that is making his money off of being famous, and that's the only reason he's really there, which you see a lot in Hollywood. So it didn't cross my mind, you know what I'm saying? Which is a good reason for them to have made him that type of character actor, with that kind of position. I guess he's more than a character actor.
They're also really smart. I was going to say they're also really smart about leading us to believe that he's had some communist allegations against him, which obviously was a big thing throughout the entire time, but also this show was the whole commie aspect of it and getting the Red Scare.
That's like an element of real Hollywood blacklisting that happened during that time too.
Just so y'all
which also, real quick, fuck McCarthyism.
Yeah, just so y'all don't know what we're talking about, the Red Scare happened during the Walt Disney era of Hollywood, if you will, the Warner Brothers era of Hollywood. And during World War II, we had after World War II, we had a lot of people getting blacklisted and black bagged in certain cases. Some people went to actual jail, prison, because they were assumed to be communist, or just communist sympathizers. Exactly. And so if you wrote stuff that was positive about them, or let's just say you wrote a cartoon about people sharing food together, well, you'd probably get considered a communist sympathizer if you did that. And so Walt Disney was a what do you call it? A snitch for fucking, people who were possible sympathizers. Yeah. So that's the time period that they're mimicking, because clearly we're further in the future than what the time period we're familiar with. So this is they're using things from reality and placing it in this world that's more simply like, we and Alex had this conversation before, and I think that the better comp universe wise is not our universe, our existence reality to their reality, but it's like Batman animated series to their reality. Yeah. Because
I was thinking the Jetsons.
Well, you could say the Jetsons, but the
Jetsons before like they escaped Earth,
Yeah, but the Jetsons didn't escape Earth. They just are richer than everybody who's below, and you can't see them because they're eating each other's hearts out. But the important thing to remember is go watch Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon is the Jetsons. Just go ahead and watch it, and you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. But
by the way, this is post-Korea.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking. Hey, there's 35 people watching it, and there's going to be 45 more people watching later after this. So I had to go and just trying to give them the game.
There are literally dozens of people watching.
There's dozens. There's dozens.
I just like that there's dozens.
If we got the interior designer on this show, I want to know, like with Walter Goggins, did they play this game at all? Or did they just do that much fucking research into it?
So to that point,
it's going to be true.
To that point, actually, a director from Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard, served as an EP executive producer on the show. So I'm thinking that has a lot to do with what Jerry was saying with the set design and the props.
And can you read this comment from?
I sure can. Here? So cool tidbit about Walter Goggins. He, which if you don't know, he's a ghoul /
his name
Cooper
Walton
Howard.
Goggins, by the way.
Yeah,
Walton.
it's also Walton Goggins. Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Baby Goggins.
You're just reading.
He said he's never played the game and made no effort to expose himself to it, so he could be someone at the table that could judge if it was good if you're new.
That's good, because his character, he doesn't actually have a real character in the game. So that's good that he did that, because I feel like he would have tried to probably protect,
which is very interesting because mindset. He feels like a character from the game.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
That's called acting
from the game, because none of the game characters ever really carry over a lot.
And the thing is that it's
as long as that was all out rules, you can always keep making a new story. You don't have to oh no, there's Luke Skywalker fucking again. Oh, we got to bring back all this fuck stuff. No, Fallout was just like, hey, you can bring the Brotherhood and put whoever the fuck you want up in there. Right. You can get whatever vault you mean, as long as they're from a vault. Have all kinds of raiders, and you can make whatever fucked up ass monster you want as long as you create it.
And you can start whatever
well,
time.
like, let me.
And that was a choice.
Hold on, Alex.
Let me.
Hold on. Look,
Okay, go ahead.
Alex, go right ahead.
I was just gonna say one of the things that me and T were talking about before the show is that, like, because of the richness of the lore for Fallout, when one of the things is Star Wars seems to not really do a whole lot. The show is doing really well is that you can take the lore of the show and just like create characters in this already established lore. It's like you don't need to necessarily adapt things that we already know or like try to call back to characters that we already know. But this
keep going back to Tatooine.
Yeah, right.
You know, and
this world is already rich enough where you can just like create like 3 or 4 characters in this world, and it'll still be compelling because of the environment.
That's a good point, because you can take the game out of the lore, but you can't take the lore out of the game.
Exactly.
And that's
that's a very interesting part about it is that because Fallout is a game that it's an RPG, right? And the
spoiler
why it's so successful is that it's because it's an RPG. You could play the game. It's one of the truly big games that you can actually take the direction of it. And we'll talk about it when we get to the end of this show or whatever. Guys, I don't know how long we're going to talk about the show. But when we get to the end of the show, like that choice of like, you know, what you're going to do, it's up to you. Are you going to let them free, or are you going to give them? That is so essential to every bit of Fallout, and what makes it very entertaining, and what makes it's probably one of the games that I have like the most hours or game series, I should say, that has the most hours invested in it, because you can literally play this thing however you want to. And where I was actually thinking about how they were going to do this video game, I was thinking that it would maybe be like an anthology series. You know what I mean?
Well, let me just tell you something. Me and Alex
of Fallout.
Me and Alex thought
that's how I feel like it is.
First of all, the intention of us covering this, like we told y'all, yeah, we're gonna be covering it, blah blah blah. Me and Alex thought this was gonna be a week to week. We thought we had at least 8 motherfucking weeks. Like we was like, no, because I got to get this off because I'm very upset at Amazon. We thought
I wish it was week to week
of just fucking rocking out. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we just got through with Invincible.
Right?
Halo just ended.
Yeah.
Now we gonna come in here. We gonna go roll down this hill of fucking nerddom, baby. I'm loving it.
Gonna carry us to House.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, like
Do you feel like they were like Amazon wasn't confident in the show?
Yes.
I think an intern was only supposed to put out the first 2 episodes and accidentally put them all out, and now that intern no longer has a job.
No, yeah, I do feel like that Amazon did not have faith in this show, and they have really bonked their head with the Lord of the Rings show, which is
people love. People fucking love Lord of the Rings way more than Fallout. Because if you tell me there's a Lord of the Rings show coming out and Fallout, I would have picked the Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah, no, but hold on.
But I like the Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah, no, y'all are conflating things. What I'm saying is that people didn't like the Lord of the Rings show, and I feel like they're exactly, and that is scary to people who spend the money. So what you do is you know, if we think about the things that have been successful on Amazon Prime, really there's only one show that's been not melancholy, and it's Gen V, right? And then was Mr. and Mrs. Smith was on there, right? Yeah. So those 2 shows,
sure was.
Boom, they did a good job. But guess what? That's a 50-50 split on episodic or just dump. You did a dump on one and you did episodic on the other. You did episodic on the Lord of the Rings and it didn't do well. So now you're just like, too afraid to really just go out on that ledge, jump out that window, as I like to say, and take that risk. So what you do is you just dump it out. And I think because it's a video game television show as well, a video game adaptation.
Play still.
Exactly. Well, actually, let's just say this.
Population.
The thing is, you can't quantify who and how many people play a video game. You can look at the sales. No, because you can look at sales, but a game that came out 3 years ago, people are still playing. A game that came out 4 years ago, people are still playing.
Halo.
But at the same, hold on, no. Let me work out through this, because at the same time, all those games that are getting played, there's other people there's more people who have never heard of the game, right? And now you're trying to incorporate both of those two things and make them come together as an audience. So it's more risky to do a video game than it is to do a book or do a movie adaptation into a television show or any lore. And it's harder to do a video game. So I'm just saying, to Nine's point, I definitely feel like they put this out all at once in out of fear, not out of necessity.
And Amazon,
that was my point. I was like, do you think they brought this because of lack of confidence?
The Queen is here. The Queen is here.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I was like, when you brought it up, why didn't you stand up? And I was like, I believe that they probably had low confidence in this show actually being a success, especially after something like Lord of the Rings, which I would say is a bigger IP that more people are familiar with, that more people want to see of than versus Fallout.
Right.
Fallout has a dedicated fan base, but it's not as big as the fan base as Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Lord of the Rings did terribly.
Yeah, and
I was like, they're gonna. And I understand why they just dropped all those episodes, so they can quickly see without having to worry about that monitoring week to week of how shit doing. They just see it.
Okay.
So
Amazon. Well, Amazon has had like a sort of like an issue with like their releasing of stuff.
Yeah, because obviously with thing, I'm like, confidence thing, or they just got stupid people doing their shit, because that could be a thing.
Right. And also, we're talking about a video game adaptation, video game movie or live action adaptations. Like historically, don't do incredibly well financially or critically.
With the exception of the live action Mario.
But let's
actually talk about this show.
Let's talk about
after my next comment.
We have to.
Okay. I already forgot it. Let's talk about performances.
Actually, no. It's a perfect segue, because Alex was about to say it. No, I'm just letting you say, because I know.
Rebel.
Say what you want to say.
I want to talk about like our three main characters, Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul. Lucy is like arguably our main character of the series.
She is.
She's
very much.
And I love her.
Yeah,
that's also my girlfriend.
Okay, calm down.
She's really
all of that.
She's been great. I personally got a lot of Kipo vibes from this storyline of her, like coming out of.
It was gay? You mean it was gay?
No. Yeah, but no.
You didn't expect that to be that funny. That's I don't know.
But yeah, like Kipo has a very similar story, and and you mentioned Alice in Wonderland, just like
I said, this is Alice in Wonderland. Fuck I'll fight you over that.
I forget her name in real life, but she's also
Ella Purnell.
That's your girlfriend, man.
Yeah, you fucking shitty ass boyfriend.
No, Lucy.
Zoe Deschanel.
Lucy is my girlfriend.
Actually, you know what? You could have told me, to Terry's point, you could have told me that this was Zoe Deschanel, and I would have believed.
May I finish my
continue,
sentence?
please? Continue. Please.
Yes, tell us about Lucy Deschanel.
That God damn it. Okay, so another like peak television show that I can't wait to come back, and I think it's coming back this year. We're going to cover it. Arcane. Is coming back, and she is actually the voice of Jinx in that series.
Yeah, check out
alongside or opposite of Haley Steinfeld as
check out the drunk
and
Banthas drunk review of Arcane season 1.
That show.
Go ahead and check that out on the Drunk Banthas channel.
I got through it. I kind of felt it was a bit.
Well, you know what, Terry? I think you should just check out the Drunk Banthas channel drunk review, and I think
maybe just watch it again and then check back.
Maybe you should just watch it again. Just watch the review. Just watch.
It was cool.
I thought Bill was about to pull a Ricky Bobby. If you don't like Big Red, then fuck you.
But
I've never seen Arcane, but there is a drunk review on our channel.
It's a really good show. But yeah, I loved that her naivete actually played a part. Like they kind of like broke down all of the elements of the game of like how she is kind of like a standard stat based she sometimes practices guns. She has a good speech career. She also has like all of the like she's just like a mid-level of different things, and now she has to like then go out into the world, and this is like how you combat it. It's a good way. And if I'm going to relate it to The Last of Us, which is a very linear plot. I wouldn't say it's an RPG where you can play it any way you want.
That's the way you need it.
Probably the best way that you, no open world. This is the best way that you can adapt an open world type of game with this type of character. So when she's like, okie dokie, I fucking am like, hell yes. It's so good. It's so good.
No, I was just, you said any way you want it, and I said that's the way you need it, and then any way you want it. But nobody caught it. But it's fine.
Rise Against us a great.
Hold on. But because that's why I muted myself. I know everybody was looking like, why they muted. But the reason I muted it was just so I could say that. But I do want to ask, because Alex's question really was, who is your MVP out of these three characters?
Yeah.
Who is your MVP for this series in general? You could use those three main characters, but you could have somebody else. But who, Jeff, you look like you thinking still. It look like you just got hit in the stomach. So I'm going to go to 9. I'm going to ask 9. Who is your MVP so far?
We're talking Lucy,
well, not so far. This is
Maximus, and the Ghoul.
You only let them do 3?
What, like you mentioned, we were talking about the
okay.
The 3
No, let's just do the 3. Let's just do the 3.
That is so hard. I'm going to then have to say Lucy, because I feel like this is also like you
gotta say your
ready,
girl, man.
ready or not reference. Like I love her in the wedding dress.
Call back to a great movie, by the way.
Like it's or even like Kill Bill. Even like there's this.
We gotta relax on this fucking murder of bills. I just need everybody to
there's a lot of bill erasure going on.
It could be worse.
These
it could not
after
be.
you, Bill.
Look, Jeff, they're talking about killing me. This is not. It can't be any worse than me.
Bill, I got Jeffrey Dahmer. So it could be worse.
Devil face.
Jeffrey Dahmer he got to live. Okay, like,
Lil Frothy has a devil face when she says good evening.
Horribly.
First of all, Lil Frothy, she is a demon. So that is why she shows up.
Got the devil face. Okay.
Power.
So that's that's my MVP right there.
Power of Christ compels you.
And
so who's your
MVP after first episode?
Terry hasn't seen the whole thing.
It's one episode.
You said after one episode, who would my MVP be after this one episode?
That's what he just said. Yes.
So I'm choosing this nigga because I want his nickname to stick, and I'm gonna drop it on
Jonathan Miners.
Jonathan Miners.
Alex, did I not say that?
I'm not saying he was Jonathan Majors was supposed to get this role.
Cuba Gooding Jr. look to him too. If like Jonathan Majors and Cuba Gooding Jr. had a child,
yes,
this nigga right.
So Terry,
read this comment right here.
That, Terry, You want me to read
Please
it?
read this
Yeah, I
comment.
said it feels, and I agree. I saw this comment and I gasped, and it says it feels like they saw Force Awakens, saw Rey, Finn, and Han, and were like, "Oh, we can do this so much better." That's from Filmmaker.
Well, see, look,
And
I
they
thought that this dude. I love that you said that Jonathan Majors joke because when he came on, I told Alex, like I said it to myself because I watched it by myself, but then when I watched it with Alex the second time, I was like, Jonathan Majors is supposed to get this job. Jonathan Majors somewhere sitting around going, God damn it, this light-skinned ass nigga got my job. And this nigga looks like an AI face he like, this light-skinned ass nigga got my job. And I'm trying to tell you, Jonathan Majors was supposed to be this dude.
Yeah, they still.
Period.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear. I don't care what nobody else says.
I thought it too.
I don't care what nobody else says. Either it was the bullshit that he got caught up with, or it was him saying, "Man, I ain't trying to do that. Y'all ain't trying to pay a nigga for what?
I
I'm
feel
not
like
getting paid less than Walton Goggins."
I do feel like he's too big. He's too big for this show. Or like at this point, like if he was on the
right, that's what I said. That's what I said. He
was
supposed to got it, but like he was like, "Nah, bitch, I can't do that."
This
now
was,
he wish he did.
Right,
I like his Mandalorian backstory, and most of all, I like the Brotherhood of Steel.
So that's your MVP.
Yeah, just because anything the Brotherhood of Steel is gonna be involved in, I want to see it. They about to hunt the Enclave. Like, this was always my favorite part of Fallout lore is the Brotherhood of Steel.
Right here for right now. Jeff.
Well,
Cooper, Howard, go off really quick because I really want to know.
Go ahead and tell us who your MVP is, buddy.
The Ghoul.
The Ghoul.
So the
Uncle Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy. Uncle Baby Cooper. He moved the story along just as much as anyone else. He's, I mean, I'm always a fan of an anti-hero, but it turns out he was fighting for good. Like, yeah, he was still doing it for greed, but it was still good reasons. And he's just frankly cool as shit.
Well, Roger, I've always been good at making money.
Give me some thoughts about like the overall.
I got so many fucking quotes, man. These fucking quotes are fucking amazing.
Just go off.
My thoughts about the overall series.
Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when this is another one of those ones where when it was announced and when it came out, every part of me was like, okay. If it weren't for this podcast, I would not have watched it, and that would have been a mistake. This was one of the best TV series I've seen in a while. And let me tell you something, that makes me even more pissed that they dropped it all at one fucking time. This should have been episodic. They should have given it to us week by week, and it would have knocked us out of the park, and it would have pulled in so many viewers. It was so stupid.
Yeah, that's what I have to say.
But that being said, it still blows you out of the water. Absolutely. This is one of those and the thing is, this show, the writing, the sets, the acting, the effects, there's no part of this that falls flat. Every part of this show is what a show should. This is like Dune 2. This is what you're supposed to this is how you're supposed to make cinema. This is how you're
because like
to
the fan service. How did you feel about like the fan service? Did you pick up on any of the fan service?
What? There's nothing but fan service.
I did.
Yeah, it's so game.
But like but
I never played it.
Armor.
And I still was picking it up.
Right.
Oh wait,
not just
hold on.
I played the beginning of it.
Okay,
it's not just the armor; it's little things.
Let me ask Mr. Howard one more question.
Like I was saying, like the camera.
Who's your favorite faction?
Hold on, wait. We jumping questions.
At the end, what's her face is the bad woman. At the end, her faction was my favorite.
Okay. The murder of the Red Sun or like the Red
Lady.
Or,
no, the fire.
Anyone? The mother of fire. Can anyone explain to me how she's still alive?
Yeah, the Flame Mother.
So yes, that's
Flame Mother.
I'm not giving my MVP. I'm not giving my MVP. You gave your MVP?
Not yet.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Has everybody else gone?
They all went.
For you, Bill?
I think we have the same MVP.
Go ahead.
Mine is Wally Goggs.
Yeah,
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins is MVP.
Yeah. One of his best performances. You had said we were talking off pod that if they're gonna make a remake of Tombstone, Wally Goggs would be a great Doc Holliday, and I think that is great.
Yeah,
because let me tell you what he would say. Let me tell you, if you don't believe it, if you're out there right now and you don't believe it, he would go, "Why, Johnny Ringo,
dude,
you look like someone just walked over your grave."
Can you just see it?
Listen,
I was just
I actually think that Wally Goggs actually knows how to do all of this shit in real life.
Yeah, he does because he's country boy. I don't know if you know this, but all of us know how to fucking do this shit in real life. He's real country ass
motherfucker. You cannot stand on a horse and do the roping.
What are you crazy? I can't
stand.
Wait,
standing that's tripping you up.
We're not testing.
I don't have a horse
today.
I don't have a horse or a rope.
So I can't show it.
What do you call that? Is it called standing or when people show off on horses?
I can't remember what it. Yeah, like
I know like equestrian, and then there's like the showman horsemanship or whatever.
Yeah, look,
whatever.
But
the first Cowboys was black. I can tell you right now, God damn it. I can rock some goddamn rope out on your ass.
They touch on that too. They touch on that. Little Frothy said, "Roll Tide."
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide is what we say around here.
Like on this channel, we talked about Wally Goggs a lot. You know, he's
Drunk Banthas. On the Drunk Banthas, we're on multiple. We're on a couple of channels.
Yeah, sorry.
Fucking Invincible.
Yeah, he's on Invincible. The Righteous Gemstone.
We also talked about Nite's principles on this channel.
Principles.
So,
yeah,
he's basically covered everything Walton Goggins has been in the last 4 years. We talked about.
He's an all-star. And
Justified, he goes from a racist crack dealer to your favorite character. How does that one happen?
Yeah, right.
He's one of those he's an incredibly empathetic character, like where he is like he can be incredibly cool, like this ghoul character is, but he's also very empathetic where you want to know more about him, what he's feeling and what his motivations are. And once those motivations start to get unraveled throughout the series, it gets way more compelling and way bigger than you would have probably assumed.
Yeah, no, so just to speak on further on Walton Goggins, he treats every character that he has that way. You know what I mean? Like he approaches it that way because he was in Sons of Anarchy once or 2 seasons, but he talked in like a behind the scenes type thing or whatever, like DVD extra special, whatever. He talked about his time on that show, and he talked about his character a little bit. Now, for y'all who don't know, I'm trying to laugh. He played, if you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, he played a trans man or trans woman who was pre-op, but had
in what?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. He was.
So what season was that?
That season should have won best makeup.
What season is that?
Hold on, man.
It was in the last 3 years. It was in like the last 3.
That's all you gotta do. Because he ain't in there too many times now. He just goddamn. But look, check it out.
You'll know it when you find it.
So he's the character is nothing but hilarity. Okay, like it's nothing
very over the top.
Over the top. But when he was describing the character and when in his approach to the role, you could probably find that would be more interesting to find than the actual character. The interview that he's talking about, because he's talking about how he connected to that character and how much damage that person had been through their life and how hard it is to be different in a body and trying to express yourself, artistically, sexually.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, ain't none of that shit in the show at all. Okay, like it's not that deep at all. His part is like very small, but that's how he approaches every role he approaches it with the intimacy.
That's beautiful, actually.
You know what I'm saying? With and like that's why I was saying like y'all.
That's a good way to do that.
Y'all use the adjective beautiful, and that's how you're supposed to approach like everything that you do. In my opinion, like that shit was amazing how he explains that shit, and you can tell specifically
really putting yourself in the role.
It's funny. Yeah, like that's why I say he's like one of the more empathetic actors that there are out there. It's because like he's so like when you watch him, you really feel him and you really understand where he's coming from. You want to and the things that aren't explained.
Why you keep touching Wally Goggs though? That's what I want to know. Why you keep feeling it?
You know why?
I mean, we already said
it's them beautiful cheekbones.
Those prosthetics.
Why Johnny Ringo?
Why Johnny Ringo? Man,
so I'm going to play this clip right here. I've been itching to play this.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
And spoilers for you and everybody else. And I mean, if you haven't watched this past episode 1, Terry. Then
I'm trying to enjoy the show. Like just because it's to y'all, it's gonna be episodic to me. I'm gonna watch this regularly. I'm gonna pretend that it's coming out week by week, and we're gonna talk about it week by week. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into them. We can get into the mystery too.
Hey, Thursday, baby. Thursday, much.
Right off you one of these cherry tomatoes, but you got a hole in your neck.
That's what I'm telling you, man. It's so many goddamn fucking lines in this. Hey, that scene where they're in.
He is that character in Fallout.
The scene where he's trying to get the vials and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I
didn't invite you to this party, but
he said like I wish I could." He said I would let y'all have some of this with y'all, but y'all wasn't invited to this party. He's like literally like there's nobody
like
there.
A
Everybody's
full
dead, but he's
plate of cocaine.
Shit.
It's like a full plate of cocaine.
I guarantee
just
you
go.
That was.
And I'm like, holy shit!
I'm glad that you brought that up because I do want to ask, like, it's a very small question. I don't want to like a lot of elaboration on this, but yes, Nine's point. He gets all the drugs. He's doing the pills is there. He's snorting up the cocaine and possibly pills as well. Like he starts squirting drugs into his mouth. Like he's doing all the drugs, but also before that, he when Lucy meets him in that scene that you were showing before, she shoots him with a trank dart.
I'm about to play it right now. Can I play it? Can I play?
Well, yeah, you can go ahead and play exactly what he says because when she shoots him with the trank dart, he says this right up here.
Fucking ball dwellers.
Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
And so that was foreshadowing. That was foreshadowing what we would later see is like his Gatorade bar. Like his Gatorade bar is like a fucking shot of drugs. Like
them electrolytes are up here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You know, Bondo's got what plans need.
Love it.
Some people get on
no idiocracy fan. No idiocracy fan.
And
is this thing on? No,
what did you guys think of like?
Because it's Brondo has what plants crave.
Exactly. That's exactly. It's got electrolytes.
Now taking a look at that clip, I'm wondering what you guys thought of the makeup for the ghouls, specifically for Walton Goggins, because we get a lot of close-ups, and the costume I think is also really rad with just like the tattered ends of the.
I'll go first since it's quick for me. It was amazing. I thought it was amazing, but like sometimes there's points nitpicky for me. I mean, it's stupid, but so there's points in the show where I can see his nose CGI off a lot. But
humble brag, TV is really too good for a lot of these shows.
Yeah, exactly. Like, other than that, I was good with the makeup.
Terry, you've seen my TV. How do you think about my TV?
Which TV? The one in the living room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
I was there for like 4 hours, and I had to like go to bed.
He's like, he basically just said, for those who are just listening, he basically just said,
he was like, yeah,
nigga, you got a TV, nigga,
I feel on the makeup they went a little liberal on it as a ghoul because like
speak on it.
See, is that the ghouls every time they talk to you, they always got to use that slur. What you looking at, smooth skin? And
smoothies.
It looks pretty smooth. Matter of fact, like
what she calls her at one point.
Up a little more like Freddy Krueger looking, so he could be like, "Hey, what are you doing, smooth skin?" Like make it an insult, like because your skin obviously isn't smooth, but you're very smooth looking. In this.
I like.
So hold on, Alex. Point. Have you played the game?
No, not at all.
I have not. Not just.
I like you making that point, Terry, because I think that makes him stand out even more. That's what makes it like they're trying to express to you that this dude is above and beyond all of the other ghouls. Like dude says, what's that fucking dude who was he plays a lawyer in Billions, but he played the president in this show. What was it, episode 6?
Oh yeah.
The guy played the president.
Dude. Oh god, how gross was him spitting out cysts?
Sitting out what?
Cysts.
Oh,
CYSTS.
Yeah. Fucking disgusting. This show is very fucking disgusting. I won't get into that a bit later.
And it's funny too.
But yeah, this is a comedy.
Yes.
But, I was about to talk about more of the drama, whatever. We need to keep it moving because this show, like you said, is fucking hilarious. This is, I'm glad you said that. This is an dramedy. An dramedy. Because this is an action.
One of the first
drama comedy. For sure.
A drama-actually.
And I was going to, I maybe I already mentioned this, but I was thinking about The Last of Us and like video game adaptations.
Yeah, not as funny as this show.
Yeah, The Last of Us is not as funny, but like
this was funny.
I feel like it's just as good as nailing the tone in every type of remnants of like nailing like actually what it feels to play the video game is like. I feel like The Last of Us did a very good job at that, but mostly because The Last of Us already lends itself to a more cinematic, story-based thing. Yeah. But Fallout, because it's so expansive, and there's so many different directives that you can go with it of how like a player tells it. I'm so surprised of how well they captured that video game essence, because a lot of the show, I'm not gonna lie, is so video gamey where it's like you're picking up quests and just different things.
Yeah, but that's actually television today. That's actually just what television and movies are today. Me and Alex have been talking about this for the last 8 to 10 years. Television and movies today are just video games. Everything is just a fucking Grand Theft Auto video game, and everything is, especially Mandalorian. Like everything is, I get up, the first episode is I have a quest now, and then the next few episodes is I meet a person who has the information I need. Yeah. But I have to do this thing for them, and then I can get the information that I need. But I feel like they didn't do that though. This was very Monster of the Weekish, but they did not do the quest thing that much. This was, like I stated earlier, like I
did the questioning so heavily because
hold on. I'm saying I feel like it was more Alice in Wonderland. You meet more individuals, and you have experiences with them, but she doesn't actually have any quests. Her one quest never changes, and she's sticking to that. Now she does meet bumps in the road, like she does have things that throw her off her trail, but her intentions never change, and she never changes what she's doing for any. Like she doesn't ever do anything for anyone unless it's like making a decision, just like you said in the game, where you make decisions that can change, the way the game is going to go going forward, like for your personality, like because there's times in this game, in this show, where she could be negative or hateful or hurtful or impeding on somebody else's success, or
you can pick.
But yeah, exactly.
Way,
you can pick a lot of the ways. So I feel like that's where they do it differently in this, and that's like I just keep comparing it to Alice in Wonderland because of the amount of characters that she meets and the type of encounters that she has with them. They're all very brief,
and then her just general overall demeanor,
her ignorance,
with how her ignorance for sure is definitely big on that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would
and I'm gonna try to do a video about this because there's just so much I feel like we're missing.
Okie dokie.
I fucking love that. That's
it was amazing.
Okie dokie.
And I don't know where I heard this song before, but well, actually, I definitely
these
heard
are all songs.
These are all songs from.
I know there's songs that I know that I've heard it on there before. I was talking about other places outside of the game because I've definitely heard it outside of the game. I think it was in a car commercial, and I think also it was on Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, it was on Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
And
so,
the
it's a really famous song from that era, from the 20s.
My Echo, My Shadow, and Me. Like I haven't done the research. Honestly, I didn't do the research on this, but I know that I heard that in an episode of Lovecraft Country when I was watching.
Oh yeah.
It was Lovecraft Country.
But I also definitely got some like Kipo vibes when I was watching the show. Like, did either of you guys watch the Kipo and Netflix series of the girl like coming out of the Fallout shelter? Okay, but yeah, like it's definitely one of. What are you?
I'm just pulling up a comment.
Film Age says Bill Alice in Wonderland, nice pull, man. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, it definitely has some like a lot of those ideas from like the person coming outside of a cave and discovering a civilization outside of their own,
like Jesus on the third day.
Just like Jesus.
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna laugh at that, but
you were meant to.
No, I wasn't gonna laugh. I don't like laughing at jokes. I don't laugh at jokes.
But I like the idea of just like this character who is brought outside of their normal idea of a status quo, and they're introduced to all these like fantastical, really weird things. Like she's our introduction into the lore and the craziness.
Look at that! There's somebody who actually saw Kipo.
Oh yeah, Little Frothy saw Kipo. Yeah,
I think it's with a K. Frothy. Is it a K or a Q?
It's a K. But
it's a K.
Yeah.
Well, she just would want to know that.
Hey, don't get on Froth. Don't make fun of Frothy's favorite show, Quippo.
No, we're not gonna do that.
But yeah, like I really appreciated the Lucy story, but I wasn't a big fan of the Maximus story. But
I thought that nigga killed it. The scene where that motherfucker, where they were on the bridge, when they were on the bridge, and they come across the fiends.
Yes.
People who
yes.
Yeah.
That nigga killed it. Right there, I was like, oh, this nigga killed it. I didn't even gotta see the rest of the show.
Do you know what episode that is?
Man, what episode is that? 3, 4,
2 or 3.
Like I
three.
just
not
finished
that late.
watching this show.
It's not that late.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
binged the entire thing today.
I found it. Just found it.
But
And
so,
by the way, I almost wore a
it
bathrobe
is-
and eating a bowl of popcorn today.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
Hands up with the finger, like
right.
and shit.
Well, that
Beautiful.
first of all, that shot alone, like that shot was
Yeah.
amazing. Like the choice to like what you don't have to do that.
Yes.
That was a choice, a very, very dope cinematic choice. Like for a television show, that was very dope. But when they're having the back and forth, and he's like, they say, "Are you armed?" And he's like, "No, we're not armed."
Yeah.
But then when they start talking, he's like, they're like, "Hey, what's going on over there?" He's like, "We're just talking. Hey, it's okay. Just shut the fuck up." Basically, like I'm paraphrasing for you.
It's the music
so
for me.
fucking
It's the music
funny.
for me. There's still 35
Well, I'm talking
people
about
watching right now.
I'm talking about before
It's the music for me.
No. Go before this. We gotta go before this. This is not what I was talking about. We gotta go before this.
Well, I just wanted yeah.
See,
and it just shows off so much of her
Army of the Dead.
naivete or whatever.
This guy set his he getting all kind of roles right now for this scene right here. The back and forth that he has with this dude was on point. Because
it's fine. Give me your gun.
No. Hey! We're walking towards you.
There's no one here but us and them. It's not safe. Give me your gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
man.
was
you should have just let it go. Uncle Jeff loves us.
I can't. Uncle Jeff said Super Howard is out. He's going to become a ghoul now.
I did like this scene, but there were one of the problems I have with. I mean, let's talk about Lucy, because she is very naive, obviously, because of her circumstances.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are moments throughout the show where it feels like, okay, this is her turning point. This is when she realizes how things are supposed to operate in this world, in this wasteland. And then there's still moments after that where she's just like, you shouldn't be acting like this.
Yeah,
like,
but Alex,
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Indoctrination.
Yeah, well, also so there's this whole world that I don't know. Now I get there, and now I just know it after a couple of days. Like, no, I'm gonna constantly run into things that I don't know, because as far as experience, I'm a child. So there's so I mean, I'm just saying, to your point, everything that I run into is gonna be like I didn't know it.
No, I feel like the fact that like it's
getting spoiled the fuck.
It's a progression. Filmation says, "Oh dang, I feel bad for Terry." I feel like that there's a progression of the deterioration of her morality. Like she has to understand the world that she's in. But there are like even like certain moments where the show feels like they're trying to be like, all right, yes. Like there's a moment where she like walks out of a building, and they have this very established shot where she's physically very different, and she's gone through a very traumatizing moment. And even after that, I feel like she's
Alex,
still.
She comes out of that moment and literally immediately lets you know that she's not transformed by that moment. And I will not compromise who I am because of having moments.
That's why
she literally says it out like right out loud.
Literally love her because of the fact that she needs to be like she needs to be the moral compass, pure of heart character, because if we are playing the game of Fallout, then she is playing the like more pacifist good route. And honestly, that's how I would literally play the game. Like on my first playthrough, I'm just going to like look for the best and the good of a lot of things.
Right.
So it's like maybe even in real life, I'm not going to be but then there's also tacked on literally the indoctrination of being in a vault, and like she thought like her kid was going to be the one that reclaimed the world or whatever. So like she has these values just entrenched into her soul, right? And it's even after playing the game the first time, I would even try to like go like a more evil route, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Right? Yeah,
it's a game, like that's crazy.
I kind of always felt that way when I played Fable 2. It's like, oh, I don't want to be bad,
right?
But before we wrap up the conversation on the show, like I do want to, and I don't know if producer T, maybe you want to plug your ears on this one, because there's this aspect of the show that I think is like one of the more compelling parts of it is the fact that Wally Goggs, like very spoiler alert on Wally Goggs' backstory with his family, but
he had one.
He had a family. He
that's it.
He married a black woman.
Hey, only one of them married
Robert De Niro.
One of them married black.
One of them married black.
One of them married black.
Like we find out that basically the Vault Tech, the company that developed all of the vaults that people are living in, they perpetuated this nuclear a post-apocalyptic situation, like because they dropped the first bomb that ended up being the domino for this nuclear disaster throughout all of the planet.
And Walton Goggins' moment, this moment for Walton Goggins, so I just want do a little bit behind the curtain. Alex asked me before he actually watched this show. I had watched all of it in one day, and I was just like, what did you think about it? And I was like, I don't really want to tell you too much. And he goes, well, I was wondering, I was looking at it, and I was thinking, man, this might be one of Walton Goggins' best performances ever. And I was like, it is. It just is. So it ain't no question about it. He gets to do everything that you've seen him do in different things, but he gets to do it all in one show, because there's things that he's been able to be the asshole. He's been able to be the asshole that's lovable. Like he's been able to be the guy you root for. He's been able to be the guy you root for, even though he's evil, but he's around more evil people. He's been all of these things, he's been the transvestite.
Let me just play this clip, and let me just play this clip, and then like
hold on. Yeah,
special emphasis. Special emphasis looking at Walton Goggins' expression. Right,
I'm gonna let you play it. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it right to you. I just feel like this whole show, puts it all into one basket for you. Like, this is Walton Goggins. This whole show is one reel for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's good. It's so good here. Let's see here.
Significant investment based on a hypothetical. How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
Miss Howard? It's just so crazy. And then there's also like the super big reveal also with who the assistant is going to be to her. And I really respect the show. And honestly, guys, let us know in the comments if you guys want us to like talk about the show specifically. Usually we would be talking about the show week by week if they dropped it as such, like Invincible or something. It could be a whole long conversation if you guys are like interested in it.
We are definitely going to talk about this show on Thursday, a little bit more on Thursday on the Bantha Bun show. because we can get into more of the lore of the game, and we can get into more of like the depth of this show, because there's so many layers of it. There's so many Easter eggs. We're going to probably talk more about Easter eggs on the Bantha Bunch show, because there's been a lot of much to talk about. Yes,
there's been a lot of.
We are talking about fanfare that was in this. Like, oh my god, we could do a whole podcast alone. And maybe we will do another podcast, because we were planning on having 8 weeks of content with these.
Yeah, this is the season of peak content. We've been getting so much stuff, and it was kind of like the same thing with the 3 body problem,
which we have not talked about.
We haven't talked about that like fully. We've been mentioning it here and there or whatever. I know that is still in like at least the top 3, top 5 of Netflix, and
me and you might have to just do that by ourselves now. And we might just have to do that one, like you and Alex did Foundation. We might have to do 3 body problem.
We might have to do that.
I'm almost done with 3 body problem.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Terry woke up. He said, "I'm just here browsing Facebook and not paying attention."
I just pulled that up earlier. You didn't see that? No. Well, it's good because you did it for the audio.
I got 2 more episodes. Yeah, body problem. So
hell we can get it in.
Yeah. But this has been a 4-hour stream so far. So
yeah, we definitely got to wrap it up. But like,
we can go 4 more hours.
There's so many.
We definitely could probably, but no one's going to be able to.
Yeah. So I just want to ask real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
And real short answers, like just 1-word answers.
You get
so we
got
on to the next thing.
Less than a minute. No, 45 seconds for each person.
For the Drunkies next year, are you nominating it for best show or best comedy? 9.
Best show.
T?
So far. Only 1 episode in, so a little biased.
Best. I don't know yet. I gotta keep watching some more. So
okie dokie.
It's both.
I think if we're gonna say best show,
only nominated for 1.
No, there was 2 shows. There were shows that's been nominated for two categories.
Not for the Drunkies.
Yeah, there was the first one.
I'm asking you which one would you
both.
Choose? Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now. This will be on both categories at the Drunkies this year.
We got a lot of content already.
You played rock scissors with paper rock scissors.
We have a lot of content.
Of course, I was not good to play with because I whooped y'all every time.
To be honest, we'll probably have more. We'll workshop it with everybody who's watching right now. If we should have more like categories for the Drunkies.
Oh, we will have more categories for the Drunkies, but this one also will be in both of those categories.
Yeah, okay.
Both us.
But yeah, before we get out of here, producer T, can you tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
You can check me on my Instagram at tpins, but add a CO so you can find it better. That way you can get yourself some pins, all kinds of pins. And you can check out for my newest drop that's coming out. It's gonna be like 20 different pins so far, so it's gonna be a lot. A lot of pins are coming.
That's why they call them T-pins, y'all. You got them pins. I'm gonna buy you a pin. That's got to be the next drop, and then Jeff is gonna get the
white man.
No, white man. He's got to get that one.
Yeah,
definitely.
He is the hero. You can find Jeff at littlediggy.com. It's because of the hackers.
It's because of the hackers. I can't remember why Jeff had to leave, but he had to leave. He does apologize.
Because it's fucking late as shit. It's so late. It is so fucking late. Is it my turn?
Because he didn't watch it. No. It's just. Sorry, the people didn't like guests didn't watch is such a funny thing. It even happens on the Drunk Banthas on the Drunk Banthas Does It Hold Up show, which is even worse because it's a whole show about movies that we watched. And if you didn't watch it, how the fuck are you coming on and talking about it? But whatever. What are you doing? Sorry.
But yeah, no, where can the people
frustration? That's what that was.
Oh, thank you very much for asking, my dear boy. You can find me in the vault. I'm going back because, this is not looking so good. But no, you can find me right here on YouTube. It's 9 Yards. I am still always working on different projects that I'm going to post on the 9 Nerd Yards YouTube channel. Thank you everybody so much that has been watching the content. And if you're watching from Nerds at Night, if you're staying up late to watching from the Drunk Banthas, or if you're hitting me up on Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram, I very much appreciate you, and I'll give you a shout out. So
that's right, Alex. Where can the people find you at, man?
Well, yeah, like you guys can find us on like the Drunk Banthas.
Oh, I guess that's
yeah, you guys.
I said you.
You can find us on right here on the Drunk Banthas channel. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
That's what I was talking about.
Until next time, stay safe, my little
X-Men.
Vault Dwellers?
My little mutants.
Vault Dwellers. No. Say it
to
again.
me, my X-Men.
Say it again. Say it again. Vault Dwellers is a better one.
Stay safe, my little Vault Dwellers, and may the force be with you.
Peace.